Scott Darnell with Lee Real Estate in Pierre is ready to help you find your dream home. There are 10 things you need to do to buy or sell your home. Number 1, call him at 605-220-2676, and he'll handle the other 9. As your resident realtor on a bike, he will make buying or selling your home feel like a walk in the park, not an Ironman triathlon. Find him on Facebook or email scott@LeeRealEstatePierre.com. Lee Real Estate and Scott are proud sponsors of Central South Dakota Youth Sports and Events broadcast on Live Ticket TV.
Olson Plumbing in Pierre provides complete plumbing and drain cleaning services to commercial and residential customers. Olson Plumbing understands how the simple things in life are often the things we can't live without, and running water is the top of the list. Olson Plumbing offers 24/7 emergency services, and they can be at your location in under an hour in most cases. If you need help with your plumbing system, call Olson Plumbing 605-224-6436.
Graham Tire of Pierre is your premier hometown shop, specializing in tires to fit vehicles, from ATVs to large farm equipment and everything in between. At your tire store next door, you can find a plethora of brand name tires that range from 4 to 10 ply and much more. Our highly skilled technicians can handle brakes, heating, and air conditioning. Call us today at 224-8643 or visit us at grahamtire.com. Graham Tire is a proud sponsor of Pierre and surrounding communities' local activities.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
At Jan Bussey Ford and Highmore, they've been building partnerships for life by treating customers right, offering a low-pressure sales process, no haggling over price, passing low overhead savings on, and providing a Ford-certified service department fixing it right the very first time. If you're looking for a new Ford, a quality pre-owned vehicle, a new or used ATV, or a trailer, stop by Jan Bussey Ford and Highmore and experience the difference.
Jan Bussey Ford, building partnerships for life.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the part you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories.
Stay in a beautiful Black Hills vacation home, the Summit on Dancing Sky near Leeds, South Dakota, in the popular Powder House Pass development. It's a modern rustic design with over 5,000 square feet, 6 bedrooms, and 5 baths for you to enjoy. You'll get gorgeous views of the Terry Peak Mountain Range. There's a community pool to enjoy, and you're close to all the attractions like Deadwood, Sturgis, Spearfish, and a whole lot more. The Summit on Dancing Sky. Visit them at DancingSky.com.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Brought to you by Bank West, Beck Motors, Dakota Storm Roofing, Dairy Queen, Live Ticket, Overhead Door, Ranky Gray Wealth Management, Avera Orthopedics, Capital City, Ford Lincoln Toyota, Kruger Contracting, Century Business Products, and the Brittany Shuffle Buying Agency. Governor Basketball is brought to you by Dakota Mart, Fisher Rounds & Associates Insurance and Real Estate, First Dakota National Bank, the May Adam Law Firm, American Bank and Trust, Pierre Regional Airport, Nystrom Electrical Contracting, Access Health Fort Pierre, the Corner Station, and Black Hills Federal Credit Union. And Governor Basketball is brought to you in part by Oahe Federal Credit Union, TMA, Kathy Sun and Shine Properties, Wagnerado, Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, the Lariat Plains, Grand Dakota Hotel and Conference Center, Ferding Electric, Kalman Lumber, and Zander Auto Parts. These special in-game sponsors bring you Governor Basketball. The Hughes County Jail, the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety, Central Dakota Eye Care, Envirotech, the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Division of Consumer Protection, Comtech, Coca-Cola Bottle, Wealth Partners Ameriprise Financial, Family Dental of Pierre and Gettysburg, Hermanson Entadavis, Cowboy Country Stores, Gale's Gas Service, and Bauman Lumber.
Now, Pierre Governor basketball.
Well, thank you very much, and a very good Friday evening, everybody. Welcome to another season of high school basketball. The Pierre Governors starting their season out west. We welcome you to Carroll Higher Gymnasium on the campus of Rapid City Stevens High School. I'm Brian Oakland with a play-by-play, along with Colby Carey in studio. We've got Caleb Brozick, per usual, also here with us to run camera for Live Ticket, and you'll be able to watch this game as well as hear it at drgnews.com and the River 92.7 page, or also at GoGovs.live. And for the last several years, these two teams have opened up the season together. Last year, the Governors went 13-7 in the regular season, had a fifth-place finish in the state tournament after going in as a number 6 seed overall. Rapid City Stevens had their struggles, some inexperience, but a lot of returning players this year from a 5-15 team. From a year ago, they did make the Sodax 16 as the number 16 seed, but their season was ended at Sioux Falls Jefferson, who was the top overall seed. So with a new-look Governor team after a team that graduated 8 seniors from a year ago, not to mention 72 dunks or so, the Governors will have a new look. Rapid City Stevens will have some familiar faces back, but they also have a familiar face from across town, a transfer from Rapid City Central in Shunzi Whitewoman, who's a big 6'4" senior post player, good player both inside and out, so that'll help the Stevens cause, I would imagine, this season. So we're looking forward to it. We'll be talking with both head coaches about what we can expect from both teams, both tonight and for the season ahead. We're looking forward to it, and hopefully you are too. By the way, Pierre Governor girls are on the air on KGFX AM 1060, 103.1 FM as they host Rapid City Stevens to open their season. David Burrell on the call on that. We'll keep you updated on how that one goes. Coming up, a pregame show that's sponsored by Bank West, and that'll feature a look around Class AA boys basketball as well as the girls. See how things are shaping up here this opening weekend. In fact, opening night for the boys. Some of the girls' games have been played already. A few games earlier in the week, so we'll take a look at those, and we'll get you set for tonight's contest, along with coaches' conversations, keys to success, and starting lineups, and more in our Bank West pregame show. That's coming up in 3 minutes as we'll begin Pierre Governor basketball for the 2023-24 season on your official voice of the Governors, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, Bank West has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. Bank West associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose Bank West. Bank West. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
There's an app for everything, including high school sports from the stations of DRG Media Group. Download the DRG News app from the App Store or Google Play. It takes only a moment, so you'll have it in time for this game. See live and archive video of all games, and when you select your favorite station during the live stream, the video will immediately pop up. See Central South Dakota high school sports on your phone or mobile device with the DRG News app. Download it now from the App Store or Google Play.
Have you found yourself worrying about inflation and market volatility, considering what should I do? Can I do anything? Am I going to be okay? The Ranky Gray team has been coaching their clients through these tumultuous times for over 35 years. Let us discover what easy, time-tested adjustments can be made for you. For a free second opinion, our team can be reached at 605-224-5959. Let's start today.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors, LLC. A registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors, LLC, and Ranky Gray Wealth Management are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Chances are you're overlooking a big energy thief in your home or commercial building. The Garage Doors. But Overhead Door Company of Pierre can help stop that energy waste with a full range of insulated, weather-tight garage doors. Their residential garage doors give you insulated performance at an uninsulated price. And their Thermocore insulated steel doors give commercial buildings the energy efficiency they demand today. Find out more. Call Overhead Door Company of Pierre at 1-800-649-9905 and put a stop to the garage door energy thief.
At American Family Insurance, we help protect what you've achieved so you can fearlessly go after your dreams. For auto, home, business, and life, contact us today. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance, Life Mutual, Standard of Ohio, Wisconsin Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin, 53783. Call the Brittany Shufflebine Agency, LLC, with offices in Pierre, Oneida, and Gettysburg.
One team. The Pierre Governors know what that means, and so do the men and women of the Hughes County Jail. No matter how good you are, working with a good team makes you better. To be the best, that takes teamwork. So if you'd like to know more about the available positions at the Hughes County Jail and be a part of their team, log on at hughescounty.org. Click on the Sheriff tab. Detention deputies and nursing positions are available. Go Govs from the employees of the Hughes County Jail. Welcome back to Rapid City Stevens as the Raiders host the Pierre Governors in boys basketball tonight. We mentioned the girls game is on KGFX, and a great start for Rapid City Stevens at Riggs High Gym as they're leading the Governor girls so far 20-4, a score that was just announced here at Carroll Higher Gymnasium. We heard from the Hughes County Jail to close that last break. We welcome you to the origination of our broadcast here at Rapid City Stevens High School. We are courtside in the upper mezzanine right around the track, and Caleb Brozik's got a good look at this one with his camera view. You'll be able to watch it and see it from our vantage point from the Hughes County Jail broadcast booth. Thanks to the men and women of the Hughes County Sheriff's Office for all they do and all first responders in our community. Well, let's take a look at what's going on here coming up. In fact, look back on last season as the Governors, we mentioned 13-7 in the regular season, but they went into the state tournament, came out here to Rapid City, had a tough loss in the first round to Mitchell, but came back with wins over Sioux Falls Roosevelt and a double overtime 1-point win over the Harrisburg Tigers to take the consolation championship. But that talented group of seniors is now gone. And Lincoln Keenholz, Ben Heisler, Jackson Edmond, Jacob Mayer, Christian Bush, Carson Aharts, and Josh Switzer, and now that I list them off, there's one that I'm forgetting, I think, but still a great group of athletes. But well, this is a new season, and now we'll hear about guys like Cade Kaiser and Jet Zabel, who's back at it, Luke Olson. Miles Doyle will get a start tonight, and Tyan Buss, who's had some good years of varsity experience in the Sturgis program, now gets a start as a Pierre Governor basketballer as well. Rapid City Stevens, they'll have a new look maybe with the look in the post from Shunzi Whitewoman, as we mentioned, but still some good experience, a lot of minutes, especially in their backcourt coming back from last year's, so they may be a much improved team this season from a 5-15 squad from a year ago. We'll see how it all plays out. Here's a schedule of games. There are 8 games among AA teams that are opening the season tonight, with Stevens hosting Pierre. Of course, travel partner Aberdeen is out here in Rapid City as well. They're at Rapid City Central tonight. Mitchell is playing at Huron in an old 3AA district rivalry. Brookings is playing at Watertown, an old District 1AA rivalry, starting the season as well. Meanwhile, Harrisburg goes to Yankton tonight. In Sioux Falls, it's Lincoln playing at Washington. O'Gorman going to Brandon Valley. And out west, here's Spearfish playing host to Belle Fourche in the Black Hills Conference. Tomorrow, Pierre and Aberdeen will flip-flop venues. It'll be the Governors at Rapid City Central for a 1 o'clock Mountain Time tip-off. We'll be on the air at 1:30 Central Time, 2 o'clock Central tip. Aberdeen Central will be here at Rapid City Stevens. Then in Sioux Falls, it's Roosevelt at Jefferson. And out here in Rapid City, Douglas having a double-header at Rapid City Christian. The look ahead to the week ahead then, next weekend, the Governors will host the Northern Hills teams as their home openers. It'll be Friday against the Sturgis Scoopers, Saturday afternoon against the Spearfish Spartans. In the girls' ranks, of course, starting the season tonight are the Governor girls and having a rough start in the early going against Rapid City Stevens. Aberdeen Central is hosting Rapid City Central. Mitchell playing at Huron tonight. Also Watertown at Brookings, Harrisburg at Yankton. Some double headers going on to start the season in girls and boys AA basketball. Belle Fourche is also playing at Spearfish. in that girls and boys doubleheader. Tomorrow, Pierre will host Rapid City Central at 1 o'clock with a 12:30 pregame with David Burrell on KGFX. Rapid City Stevens at Aberdeen Central tomorrow. Sioux Falls Roosevelt will travel to Jefferson, and Douglas, as mentioned, in that doubleheader at Rapid City Christian. So that's the season, or the opening weekend of the season. Earlier in girls basketball this week on Monday, Rapid City Stevens did start with a girls win over Douglas 51-20. Then on Tuesday night, it was Yankton going to Huron and coming away a winner 48-39. Harrisburg dropped their first game of the season 60-48 to Omaha Central. And then last night, a couple of blowouts as O'Gorman, the preseason number 1 team, defeated Brandon Valley 65-28, and Sioux Falls, Washington easily over Lincoln 68-28. Washington, of course, the defending champion. They defeated the Pierre Governors in the state championship at the Pentagon a year ago. Pierre was the 2 seed, and they finished in second place. They lost some good seniors, Remington Price, Avery Kaiser and company. Still some good things looking forward to coming up this year, but again, we'll keep you updated after a rough start. Our sophomore buzzer just sounded. Sophomore game ends. The Governors hold off a come-from-behind effort by Rapid City Stevens, get a 47-41 victory. Stevens won the JV game 41-34. So on the varsity match, the varsity floor, the rubber match will come up. Here is the Governors' battle. Rapid City Stevens. Let's take another 3-minute break. And before we send you to break, we remind you on behalf of the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety, who celebrates being a part of a team, especially for the holidays and winter driving, for high school sports, whatever your purpose, remember to buckle up every trip, every time. The South Dakota Office of Highway Safety. Keys to success, we're going to take a 2-minute timeout instead. Brianna Kuzler coming up as you listen to Pierre Governor Basketball.
Hey, DQ fans, do you really like cheeseburgers? Do you love a delicious deal? Well, boy, does DQ have just the thing for you. Say hello to the DQ Cheeseburger Lovers Deal. Get 2 of the legendary DQ single burgers for $5 or 2 glorious third-pound double cheeseburgers for just $7. Keep yourself and your wallet nice and full, only for a limited time at participating DQ locations. Happy tastes good. Century Business Products is a proud supporter of South Dakota High School athletics and proud to provide the most reliable Kyocera copiers and printers to schools and businesses in the area, all backed by their 5-time nationally awarded Kyocera servicing team. Are you looking to control color costs? Looking to reduce printers? Are you looking for more efficient ways to scan documents? Or maybe you'd like to become more paperless? Look no further than Century Business Products. Call 800-529-1950 and see how they're powering business technology.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre is here for you. When you're looking for a new vehicle, they make it easy. All available vehicle information so you can spend less time researching and more time enjoying your purchase. Shop their extensive inventory from home at CapitalCityFordToyota.com or stop in to Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Count on them for your service needs with convenient scheduling and in-stock parts. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre, 605-224-7378.
All right, it's time for Keys to Success. Brianna Kuzler, the Governor head coach, and game number 1 for the Pierre Governors in a new season, coach. And there's no bones about it. You lose 8 seniors, you lose a lot of athleticism, and and a lot of great things from last year. But I think maybe you used the term retooling to describe this season, but that also brings a new level of enthusiasm, a new level of excitement and anticipation for the year ahead.
Yeah, when you lose a group like we just did, there's certainly going to be a back to the drawing board element, just because there was a lot. 6 of those 8 guys saw considerable minutes with our group last year. And while we still had a couple of kids that saw some considerable minutes, and then we return a kid like Jet Zabel who didn't see time last year due to injury, it's still a little bit back to the drawing board. But at the end of the day, our principles stay the same regardless of who is on the court. And these guys, they compete really, really hard. So while we're going to look a little bit different, we might not jump as high as we did last year, be as tall as we were last year. They're still the same competitors that we've always had in our gym, and that's something that just gets everybody excited, but us coaches especially, because when you have great kids who want to go out there and compete for one another, with one another, good things can happen regardless of who it is.
Okay, so we're not going to expect 72 dunks this year. We'll just get that out of the way. But I think what you do have is some pretty good experience in Cade Kaiser and certainly Jet Zabel coming back after a year off. But you've got a Luke Olson who can run the offense. You've got a Tyan Buss who's played a lot of varsity out in Sturgis. So you do have a pretty good group of guys who are going to know what they're doing out there.
Exactly. And we have a really unique group of leaders. We have some who are more vocal leaders, and then we have some who lead by example, but also know when to use their voice. And then we have some that are more just leading by example. But that combination has really been exciting in our gym because they're able to hold each other accountable, every one of them accountable to different things, and not always having to come from the coach. It's received so much better, especially as we're bringing up some of these younger kids, and they're growing as they're coming through. But the leadership that we have in our gym and the competitiveness has just been really exciting to be around, and it's something that we'll continue to lean on those leaders with their experience on the court, and then as we grow through the season, I don't expect any sort of lapses from a learning standpoint. I think they know what is expected. While there might be differences as who they're playing with, they know what to expect when they're out there and what they're expected to do as players out there.
First opponent, Rapid City Stevens. I mean, you play them the first game every year, and now you haven't seen them in a year. So what do you know about them and what they've got coming back?
Yeah, we talked about as coaches, it's kind of one of those where you see them the first weekend, and then more times than not, you're not seeing them again, especially with the going away from districts and regions where you definitely don't have a cross with them other than a SODAC 16. So it kind of have to go back to I use Google Drive a lot, so my stuff on that from last year, and seeing some of the kids, they have Daler Segrist is a really solid guard for them. I know he's coming off of a little bit of an injury toward the end of the fall here, but I think he's back pretty solid, really shifty for them, does a lot of the scoring. They've follow up with a lot of different athletes who can score in a lot of different ways. And then they had a transfer from Rapid City Central in Shunzi White Woman, who he's a really big kid. He does a lot of really good things, can extend his range out there, is really soft touch, and then can go back to the basket as well and finish there. So we're going to have to make sure that we're doing our job, making things difficult for them, forcing them to take tough shots, and then clearing the glass and one and done opportunities. And then, like I mentioned earlier, our principles stay the same. We want to get out in transition when we're able to, run the floor hard, put pressure on them defensively to have to retreat, and then execute offensively as well as we can.
All right, Coach, sounds pretty good. Game number 1, the recipe's for success.
Yes, thank you.
Good luck. That's Brianna Kuzler, the head coach of the Pierre Governors. As always, Coach's comments and keys to success in our pregame are brought to you by Central Dakota Eye Care in Pierre. So we'll hear from them, and we're back with the head coach of the Stevens Raiders, Chris Stabner, when we return with more Keys to Success. This is Governor Basketball.
The key to success starts with vision. Hi, this is Dr. Matthew Blazek of Central Dakota Eye Care. Regular, yearly comprehensive eye exams are key in finding eye problems before symptoms appear. Call us today at 224-6128 and schedule an appointment. New patients are always welcome. The staff at Central Dakota Eye Care is proud of our area youth and support their high school activities. Best of luck in the game. Central Dakota Eye Care, 640 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Better vision for a great life.
Our keys to success continue with the home head coach, Chris Stabner of the Rapid City Stevens Raiders. Coach, I remember talking to you at the beginning of the season last year, and you guys had a lot of inexperience, and things changed along the way, but I think you got better and better, as all teams should. But now coming into another season with many of the same group of guys, I think you've got some things to look forward to here.
Yeah, I mean, we won 5 games, but probably 15 of them we were competitive in the fourth quarter, and there's no doubt the inexperience kind of showing through as far as handling those situations. So, the hope is with some of the guys back that if we're in those same situations, that maybe we handle them a little better and can come out with some W's instead of some close losses.
I think that begins with just sustaining possessions, not turning the ball over. And is that something you expect a lot better things this year?
Well, I hope so. Otherwise, it's going to be tough to win. I mean, that's been our focus is, we shot 36% from the field last year and averaged 16 turnovers. That's not a recipe to win games. And that's been our talk is we got to get turnovers down and field goal percentage up. And, when you do those things, make the other team defend a little bit, put yourself in a better position to not put so much pressure on our defense. That's what last few years we've had to try to be perfect defensively, and that's so tough to do.
A lot of good returning backcourt play, I think, but you get Shunzi Whitewoman over from Rapid City Central, and I know him to be a real solid player, both inside and out. Does that give you a little more better dimension of your offense in particular this year?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, he's arguably one of the best post players, if not the best I've ever coached as far as skill-wise goes. He can really pass the basketball. I think if you add him to any team, he's going to, make them a better team, a better program. So, we're excited for him. Like I said, he's so unselfish too. I would imagine at some point this year he's going to demand double teams, and that's hopefully where he's a very good passer and he can make good decisions out of that double team. So we're excited. I've been using the word potential all the last couple of weeks with the media, and that's all we are right now is potential until the balls roll out tonight.
Until you realize it. And your first opponent, the Pierre Governors, a little bit different look to this team this year. So what do you see out of them this time around?
Well, you can say, they lost a majority of their players from last year, but I don't know. I'd be safe to guess 90% are probably football players, so they obviously know how to compete. And they're good basketball players, so they're good athletes, strong, physical. They're going to compete, And, they didn't have Zabel last year. He's back now. And as a sophomore, I watched film and see him get 6 offensive rebounds in about 6 possessions. So we know, and I mean, the coaches know, and we stress it all week, but, the kids got to be ready to go, our kids, because Pierre always is going to compete with you no matter if they lost, 5 seniors last year. So we expect that tonight, that if we don't compete and we're not on the boards, on the glass, it's going to be tough for us to win a game.
I think it's 2 teams that'll match up pretty evenly, but really to me, it's all about going back to basics, and the team that plays better fundamentals is probably the team that comes out on top.
Yeah, I mean, especially early in the season. I think it starts on the defensive end. You can control the defensive end. You don't know if the shots are always going to fall, those types of things. But, yeah, I mean, you got to take care of the basketball. That's going to be key tonight is value in possessions, giving up only 1 shot. I think if we can do those things, it puts us in a good position, at the end of the game.
All right, any other keys to success for you guys tonight?
I think, like I said, it's the first game. And both teams, I think, it's hopefully not a rock fight for the fans, but I think it's one of those things where the kids finally talk about potential, and you can say that to your blue in the face. All right, guys, now it's time to go out and play.
All right. And after practicing for 2 weeks, everybody's pretty good and ready to go, too.
Yeah, I mean, you get sick of beating on each other. And it's one of those things, though, it's a long season, but it flies by. Our first 2 weeks of practice flown by, and here we are. And now the season's going to fly by, so you got to take advantage of every opportunity you have.
All right, Coach, appreciate your time. Good luck.
Thank you. Thanks.
Chris Stabner, the head coach of the Rapid City Stevens Raiders. We thank him for his time and his keys to success that are brought to you by Central Dakota Eye Care in Pierre. 2 minutes and we're back for the starting lineups. Game number 1 coming up with the Pierre Governor basketball season here, your official home of the Governors, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
Winter is here, and Beck Motor Company has offers to help keep your vehicle running in these cold temps. Buy 3 tires, get 1 free. Price match guarantee every day. Hand wash just $20. Our light details are $15 off. Cars, trucks, and SUVs. Duramax diesel fuel filters $49.95 and $69.95. See all our specials at beck-motors.com. Call 605-224-5912. Beck Motor Company, Pierre.
Wherever you are in life, you've got plans. You need health insurance for today and for the future. You need Avera Health Plans. Coverage that connects you to community resources, fitness center incentives, and health coaching. You need a health plan that provides solutions for your business and for your family. Learn more at averahealthplans.com. Avera Health Plans, moving health forward.
Do you love watching high school sports but find yourself wanting to be more involved? LiveTicket.tv has the solution for you. They're looking for production managers to assist for this school year. Duties include the management of equipment as well as basic technological understanding. But don't stress, paid training will be provided. Part-time wages starting at $20 per hour. Call 833-605-LIVE, extension 2. That's 833-605-5483, extension 2. And punch your ticket to joining one of the fastest growing companies in South Dakota.
Dakota Storm Roofing is a locally owned roofing company in Pierre, specializing in both residential and commercial roofing services. They can handle your asphalt shingle, metal roofing, and flat roof needs. New construction, plus all types of roof repairs. They can handle the finishing touches, adding fascia, soffit, and gutters too. No job is too big or too small. For a free estimate, call Dakota Storm Roofing at 280-9794. Go to dakotastormroofing.com or find them on Facebook or Instagram.
Driven by the Office of Highway Safety. River 92.7, KGFX-FM, Pierre. Leave sooner, drive slower, live longer.
Back in Rapid City, Stevens High. Brian Oakland with a play-by-play. Let's get you into the starting lineups very quickly. Here is our pregame countdown about ready to come to an end. The Governors with, well, not 8 seniors as last year, but they do have some returning seniors. 4 of them will start, but they'll also add in junior guard Luke Olson, the 5'11 point guard. Tyan Buss is a shooting guard. He's a 5'10 senior, former Sturgis Scooper. Cade Kaiser, a third guard, 6'2 and a senior, and also an outside threat. Miles Doyle, a 6'1 senior, starts at a guard spot. In the post, it'll be Jet Zabel, the 6'5 senior. Out due to recovering from shoulder surgery and missed the full season a year ago, but he could be a rebounding threat, certainly all season long for the Pierre Governors. Luke Olson, Tyan Buss, Cade Kaiser, Miles Doyle, Jet Zabel are the starting 5 for Brianna Kusler's bunch. Dawson Getz, a 6'3 junior. Cooper Terwilliger, a 6'5 freshman, will come in off the bench as well. Starting lineups are brought to you by Envirotech. Let's hear from them, and we'll take a 2-minute timeout. We'll come back and finish with the Stevens starters after our national anthem, as we will be back, and we still got the game officials coming up and the law on the court. This is Pierre Governor basketball, and the Envirotech starters will continue.
Envirotech makes life a little bit simpler. No matter what the circumstances, no matter what's handed to you, Envirotech has you covered. One call is all it takes to have easy setup, easy pickup, and easy payment. Call Envirotech at 224-4804 or use their website to pay your bill online at envirotechwaste.com. Use their mobile app Waste Connect. Check their website or receive a robocall for collection schedule due to the weather or holidays. Envirotech has you covered.
Do you dream of a custom home built within your budget and done on time? Kruger Contracting can make that dream a reality. They're a trusted home builder since 2003, and they're going to be upfront and open about cost and transparent about where your money is going when it comes to your new home. Their skilled crew will manage construction of your new home from start to finish. They're located in Pierre and can build your home in Pierre, Fort Pierre, or the surrounding area. Call 605-222-2523. Visit KrugerContracting.com or find Kruger Contracting on Facebook.
Hello, here's to welcoming moments, big and small, embracing the unexpected, savoring life. At Avera, our nationally recognized health system will be right here with you, ready for anything. We listen to your goals and help you achieve them with care and coverage. We'll move you forward through sickness and health and every milestone in between. Avera, moving health forward. Learn more at avera.org/forward.
Every day you share personal information about yourself with others. You may write a check, charge fuel, rent a car, mail your tax return, schedule a doctor's appointment, or post something on social media. Each transaction may share some sort of personal information such as bank or credit card account numbers, social security numbers, name, address, or phone number. There are unscrupulous individuals, identity thieves, targeting these routine transactions trying to gain your information to commit fraud. If you think someone has stolen your identity, contact Consumer Protection at 800-300-1986.
Sydney Hoke.
Fine job here on the national anthem by the Rapid City Stevens Pep Band as we continue with our Envirotech starting lineups. The home team, Rapid City Stevens, will start this way. At one guard is Minka Hawley, a 6'4" junior. Size in the backcourt for the Raiders. Tyler Portlock and Daylor Segrist are both 6'2" juniors. And Segrist, the leading scorer from a year ago. Kalen Brooks is a 6'2" junior. 4 juniors in that starting lineup. The one senior is Shunzi Whitewoman, a former Rapid City Central Cobbler, the 6'4" senior in the middle with Hawley, Portlock, Segrist, Brooks, and Whitewoman. And the starting 5 of the Rapid City Stevens Raiders. Others off the bench will include J.D. Green, a 6' junior, Madinko Hawley, a 6'4" senior, Ashton Paulson, a 5'11" sophomore, and Thomas Mardian with size off the bench, a 6'5" senior. Chris Stabner is the head coach of the Raiders. And those are your Envirotech starting lineups. We also heard from the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, their Division of Consumer Protection. They provide us with the law on the court tonight as we give you our game officials. We thank all game officials for doing what is very oftentimes a thankless job in officiating high school sports. Tonight's officials are Dwayne McPherson, Shane Gottlob, Jesse Strickers, a veteran bunch. Dwayne McPherson, Shane Gottlob, Jesse Strickers. Thank you to our game officials. Our law on the court, sponsored by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office and their Consumer Protection Division. Time for the tip. As soon as the Raiders are done being announced on the floor, our opening tip is brought to you by Comtech in Pierre. We'll hear from Comtech, and we're tipping it off. Not only this game, but the Governors season next on River 92.7 and DRGnews.com.
Comtech has your technology solutions. Check out their showroom located right off the truck route on Irwin Street. Come in and see what you've been missing. A large selection of TVs, sound systems, and smart speakers, PCs, desktops, and tablets, home and business security and telecommunication systems. Comtech is your all-in-one solution for any technology needs. Wishing all athletes the best of luck in today's competition. Comtech. Come see what you've been missing.
Comtech sponsors the opening tip. Comtech is also the lead sponsor in one of our big promotions we've got going on, the Countdown to Christmas, as area businesses offer you an opportunity to get registered for a big TV and home entertainment package. Comtech on the lower truck bypass in Pierre. The opening Comtech tip-off, sponsored by Comtech, is controlled by the Pierre Governors as they work it from right to left. Governors in road green tonight. Inside the lane from the free throw line, Jet Zabel back to Cade Kaiser. He'll pull up, a shot partially blocked underneath. Stevens, I thought maybe tipped it away, but it's out of bounds off of the Governors. And that might have been last touched by Luke Olson, so a tough break here for the Govs as Kaiser missed everything unless that ball was partially tipped. And the Governors will lose their opening possession of the night, and now Stevens will give it back. As taking the pass down in the right corner, Tyler Portlock steps out of bounds. Have to give the Governors a turnover on that first one going out of bounds as well. Kaiser didn't draw iron. 7:15 to go. By the way, the Governor girls in action at Riggs High Gym, off to a rough start, trailing 34-18 at halftime on KGFX. Kaiser across the way. Portlock will steal, and he'll go the distance and lay it up and in. And Rapid City Stevens, actually that's Daylor Segrist, number 11, not Portlock, number 10. Segrist saw the Kaiser pass coming, and he lays it up and in. Stevens in home white with the royal blue numbers and silver trim. The Governors again in road green with the black numbers and white trim. Olsen stops and goes left side down to the baseline, out to Kaiser, fading away from 18. The shot up no good. Zabel steals the rebound. Shot up no good, gets it again, and he'll put it up and in. Third time a charm for the Governors here, and Jet Zabel will tie this one up at 2. Segrist leaves Olsen in the dust. He'll feed underneath the Whitewoman. Shot up and in for Z Whitewoman. He's going to be a force inside, but Whitewoman against Zabel, I think, going to be a real fun battle in the paint all night long. 2 minutes in, it's 4-2. Here is Tyan Buss in motion to the left side. Hands off to Doyle. Far side now. Kaiser. Olsen given space. He'll fire a three in the corner. No good. And White Woman will pull down the miss. 4-2 Stevens. Long pass up ahead. Tipped, but Mika Hawley tries to haul it in. Unable to do so. And Kaiser got back and interrupted that effort. Maybe contributed to the out-of-bounds call. Still 4-2. Buss across the timeline and stumbles, and he'll travel. Fake the pass to Doyle, and he wanted to go in among the trees, maybe put a shot up, but he did trip. And called for the traveling violation. 3 turnovers in the first 4 possessions for the Governors to start the season. Top of the key with it, Kalen Brooks. Swinging around, Portlock finds Hawley, and that is up and in for 3. Left side up top, over toward the wing. Minka Hawley puts the Raiders up by 5, 7-2. Buss will back one out. Now Kaiser here on the near side. We've got a foul called away from the basketball. And the first whistle in that Zabel versus White Woman battle. Shunzi White Woman called for the first foul, first personal for either team. First substitution for the Governors brings in Dawson Getz. Sharp shooting 6'3" junior. In from Miles Doyle. Inbound comes up top. Zabel collects it, now finds Buss. Here's Olsen, open for 3, on line, but it'll dance across off the front of the rim. From the left side, Hawley down with the rebound. Rather, Brooks. And Stevens leading 7-2. As the Governors are 1 for 6 so far. White Woman gets the feed from Segrist underneath, and Z will put it up and in off the glass. 9-2, Stevens. Game number 1 for both teams here. Buss across the timeline now. Having some problems with it, and he'll be called for over and back. Hawley hounding Tyan Buss. Buss trying to keep the dribble alive, but as he picked it up, then he stepped over the line. And a backcourt violation ruled, and the Governors struggling so far. Segrist will set things up. He'll lead to Kalen Brooks beyond the half circle. Now Segrist steps up top off the dribble. Shot is up and good, and the Governors need a timeout. 3-pointer down for Dalen Segrist. And it's Rapid City Stevens streaking out to a 10-point lead, 12-2 with 4:14 to play. 30-second break. Timeouts in our broadcast brought to you by Coca-Cola Bottling and Pier. We're on.
Refined design, remarkable capabilities. The Ford Edge at Capital City Ford delivers everyone and everything in style and comfort. Bold and aggressive on the outside, lavish with lots of tech on the inside. This SUV does a whole lot more than haul groceries. Travel with confidence when purchasing your all-new Ford Edge from Capital City Ford. And for a limited time, qualified buyers can purchase at 1.9 APR for 72 months. Check out the full vehicle lineup at CapitalCityFord.com. Capital City Ford in Pierre, South Dakota.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Down here and settle in. Rapid City Stevens, we mentioned, a lot of experience coming back. Not a great record a year ago, but this is a team that, as Coach Chris Stabner mentioned, had all the potential in the world coming in. It's just a matter of whether they realize it and see it come to fruition over the course of the season or not. So far, so good for the home team. 12-2 out of the Governor timeout, their first called. Luke Olsen across the timeline will leave it with Buss. Same 5 in there. Here's Jet Zabel inside, muscling it up, shot up, no good. But he draws a foul, and Jet Zabel will go to the free throw line.
Raider foul number 21.
And 21, Madinko Hawley in for the first time since in that timeout. Twin brother to Minka. Nope, a year older brother. Madinko a senior, Minka the junior, but both similar in size and stature. First free throw is up and good for Jet Zabel. And a good stroke with the left hand. Governors break a 10-0 run with that free throw. scored by the Raiders. Second one's no good. Brooks will run down the loose basketball, and it's 12-3 Rapid City Stevens. Left to right across the timeline. Segrist to Portlock. Back to Segrist, far side. Reverses direction, tries to feed underneath through the hands of Hawley, and then picked off by Dawson Getz. Now Kaiser in the lane. Cade too strong and off the mark, though. He found himself a little more wide open from point blank range than he thought he would. Portlock streaks right side, loses it going up. It's no good. He keeps it alive, though. Offensive rebound and a second chance, and the give to Segrist, who will put it up and in. The feed from Minka Hawley. Second chance basket for the Raiders, now leading 15-3. Boy, they're shooting very well. Their offense is looking good. In fact, I don't have them. Well, Portlock did miss that layup on that last trip. That's the first shot missed. Zabel trying to back in against Medinko Hawley. Lost it, tried to get it back in front of the Stevens bench, and he will lose it out of bounds. 5 turnovers in the early going here for the Governors.
Sawyer Sonnenschein.
And it's all Raiders so far, 15-3. Sawyer Sonnenschein on for the first time. Sonny, a 5'7" junior guard. Cooper Terwilliger, the 6'5" freshman, comes in for the first time too. Here's a pass destined for the paint, but it's picked off by Cade Kaiser. He'll take it right to left. Bounces one out to Dawson Getz, driving the baseline, and a double dribble called. Brooks reached around behind Getz, maybe interrupted the dribble. And Getz trying to collect it back. Dribbled with both hands, and another turnover. 5.5 minutes in, the Governors with just one field goal, trailing 15-3. Segrist. First pass to Kalen Brooks. Bounces one to Medinko Hawley. Much too strong off the glass. Kaiser up high for the rebound. And then the Govs will head right to left again. Sonnenschein far side. Sawyer to the left side. Kaiser inside. Terwilliger jump hook is up a little bit short. Segrist can't save it. It'll be out of bounds on Stevens. And the Governors will get another opportunity. Shunzi Whitewoman will check back in. Portlock is back in for Segrist. Medinko Hawley also out. Ashton Paulson came in on the previous play stoppage. A 5'11" sophomore for the Raiders. 2 minutes to go, quarter number 1. Back in off of the inbound. It comes to Terwilliger, but this one will not fall. Terwilliger over the top of Whitewoman. Good look. Just didn't have the angle off the square. Portlock to Paulson. Now, Kalen Brooks looking underneath. Portlock in the reverse a little bit short. Terwilliger rebounds, but the outlet almost taken away. Governors dodge a bullet here. Kaiser in control. Luke Olson back in there, but a pass tipped by Portlock. Taken away on the backside in the paint. Another one with a steal for the Raiders. Here's Olson trying to get one back, reaching around Portlock. It'll be a jump ball, and it'll stay with Stevens. Kaiser will get his first break for Pierre. Tyan Buss, former Sturgis Scooper. Knows this neck of the woods very well, obviously. Is back in. Portlock inbounds to the left elbow. Whitewoman hands off to Paulson. Out of the right wing. Portlock feeds inside. Brooks loses his footing, apparently, and ball will go out of bounds. Turnover number 5 for Stevens. Governors have 2 more than that, so it hasn't been pretty so far. Obviously, first game of the year, both head coaches mentioned it. You are going to see turnovers. You're going to see mistakes. You're going to see, well, learning opportunities, things that you'll have to learn from. Stevens has been shooting the ball well, but they haven't maintained every possession either. Governors obviously have got some work to do, trailing 15-3. 14 on the shot clock here in this possession. Here's Sonnenschein. Olson backs it back out. Now into single digits on the shot clock. Pocket pick, the takeaway here from Minka Hawley. Tried to dunk it, couldn't get it to go. And then Olson with a rebound, but he's called for a travel. Nope, Hawley actually traveled with it before putting the shot up. It is Governor basketball. Shane Gottlob signaling travel, but it was before the slam dunk opportunity. You won't see the Governors trying a lot of dunks this year. They may have to live outside the line, outside the arc. Tyan Buss tries a three, but that's no good. First one missed for Tyan. Segrist had the rebound. Now a foul on the floor that will go against Pierre.
Pierre foul, number 4.
And Sonnenschein, the guilty party. First personal. First team foul for the Governors. Here's Madinko Hawley in for White Woman. Chris Stabner looks like he'll be able to go about 9 deep quite frequently in his lineup. Segrist inbounds, loose ball. He picks it back up in the corner. Shot clock off. We've got 15 seconds to go. In a first period that's been all Rapid City Stevens. Segrist doesn't advance the ball. He dribbled against Luke Olson, but he went nowhere. Out near center circle, and a 5-second violation gives Pierre the final possession, perhaps, of quarter number 1. 12.5 seconds to go. The inbound to Luke Olson. Right to left across the timeline. Pierre bench counting it down. Olson fakes the pass and puts a floater up and in. And not a good first period for the Govs, but they do get a good finish on an Olson two-pointer. And at the Gales Gas Service scoreboard at the end of one, it's Rapid City Stevens 15 and the Governors 5. A 10-point Raider lead. Scoreboard brought to you by Gales Gas Service in Pierre. We'll take 60 seconds and go to quarter number 2 next. You're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball and your official voice of the Govs, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
Ringneck Energy, their mission is to produce renewable energy that adds value to grain and livestock production, enhances the income of their investor partners, and provide a safe, rewarding work environment. Located at 901 Redwood Avenue in Oneida, South Dakota. Call 605-945-6900 or check ringneckenergy.com. A proud supporter of local schools and wishes all students the best of luck in all their activities during the school year, creating economic opportunities in our community.
When you expect more, you expect more. When you expect more, Dakota Prairie Bank, providing great service right from the start. It's our promise to you that sets us apart. With every handshake and a smile, we go that extra mile. When you expect more, you expect more. When you expect more, Dakota Prairie Bank.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
(15-5).
Pierre Governors 32.
At Riggs High Gym, the Raiders are having a good time there. 55-32 at the end of 3 quarters. Porter with 28 points to lead the Raiders. Ryan Berry with 12 to lead Pierre. A 3 for Segrist, top of the key, no good. Pulled down by Dawson Getz, but then taken away. Back to the Raiders. This time, Minka Hawley gets up and scores the slam dunk. After the feed up ahead. 17-5. Stevens here. Here's Getz on the right wing, inside Zabel. Outside Buss, fires a 3 and he'll hit it. Tyan Buss with his first basket as a Pierre Governor. They announced it to Olson, but that was Tyan Buss who hit the shot. I'm almost certain. Now Hawley inside. Loses the dribble to Cade Kaiser. His second steal. Here's Zabel, and a blocking foul is called on the floor. Stevens either looking for a charge or maybe a travel. They won't get it. They'll call this foul on the floor, not in the act of shooting. Segrist with his first personal, 3rd team foul. Oops, I take that back. Again, new rule is that the foul numbers reset at the end of each quarter. So the first team foul in the second period called against the Raiders. First minute gone by here in the second. Buss fumbled the inbound, but got it back. Zabel to Kaiser, up top, here's Olson. Now Cade Kaiser, nowhere to go inside. They'll swing it around the outside. Near side, Buss inside with the offhand. Zabel will come up short. Trying to hit over the top of Shunzi White Woman. Kalen Brooks with another rebound. He's doing a good job in that department. Now White Woman down below the block. Right side, loses a handle of it, and it's out of bounds. Here basketball. Getz checking out. Haven't seen Dawson pull the trigger yet, but he is a very good shooter from the outside. Miles Doyle, 6'1" senior who started. Back on for the Governors. 6.5 to go. We're in the second quarter. 17-8. Rapid City Stevens leads. This is Olsen up top. Back to Kaiser. Far side. Down to the wing. Buss can't get it to Zabel. And a timing violation. 3 seconds probably on Zabel inside.
3-second violation.
So the Governors now with 9 turnovers so far here in the first half. Stevens has 8, in fact, unofficially. So again, not pretty in that department, but it is the first game of the season. Segrist trying to force it inside to White Woman's Zabel. Knocked it away, but it's kept alive by Rapid City. Now it's White Woman. Spinning inside. Doyle almost picked his pocket, but the loose ball picked up, and the drive with the layup. It's up and in for Kalen Brooks. Back to an 11-point double-digit lead for the Raiders. And Kaiser's pass knocked right back to him by White Woman. The Governors get it down to the corner. Doyle back inside to Zabel, but that one knocked away by Portlock. Stevens comes up with another takeaway. Here's Ashton Paulson. On the move is Brooks now with a basketball, and Portlock was going on a backdoor cut, but he stumbles. And he'll limp off the court. Bit of a run, but looked like his knee kind of locked up on him. Pass goes out of bounds. It's Pierre basketball. 5:20 to go. We're in the second period. 19-8. Stevens, who led 15-5 at the end of one, still leading by double figures. Buss driving across the timeline, loses it, and it'll be a foul as Minka Hawley came up with the loose basketball. Buss wraps him up from on the floor, and Tyan will pick up his first personal.
Number 2, Tyan Buss, his first.
First team foul in the quarter for the Govs. Actually, that would be the second. Nope, that's the first foul of the second period. And again, they've eliminated the 1-and-1 foul shots. Kind of like women's basketball in college now, both girls and boys in high school. You get 5 fouls per quarter. After that, the 5th foul and beyond, everything is a 2-shot free throw opportunity. Here's White Woman after a couple of pump fakes underneath. Draws contact from Cooper Terwilliger. And Coop will pick up his first personal, second team foul in the period. White Woman free throw. First one, no good. First attempt by the Raiders on the night. Olsen checking back in for the Governors. Buss is out. White Woman toes the line again. Good rotation this time, but still cannot get it to go. Terwilliger down with a rebound. And the Governors will head right to left across the timeline again. Stevens backs off defensively. Olsen first pass to the left wing to Cade Kaiser. Now across the way to Olsen again. Half circle with Zabel. Down to Terwilliger. Cooper comes up short, but he is clipped by White Woman. And Cooper will go to the free throw line. Shane Gottlob says he got him upside the head. White Woman's second personal. Team foul number 2 in the quarter. For Stevens. Cooper Terwilliger. First of 2 off the back of the rim, no good. Governors are 1 for 3 on the stripes so far. Stevens 0 for 2. White Woman out with his second foul. Thomas Mardian, the 6'5" senior, on for the first time tonight. Second one coming up for the freshman, Cooper Terwilliger. That one too strong. Long rebound, though, to Jet Zabel, and an offensive foul is called. Zabel put his shoulder into Kalen Brooks, who ended up on the floor. And Zabel will commit his first personal. Team foul number 3. 4.5 to go here in the first half. Segrist across the timeline, still 19-8. Here did get an offensive rebound, but turned it over. Now Cooper Terwilliger tips a pass. Olsen will take it away, 3-on-2, and Zabel this time with more contact and another offensive foul. Zabel down the lane. And Stevens had somebody standing their ground. Didn't know if position was established. Shane Gottlob took a little bit to signal what his call was going to be. Back-to-back offensive fouls for Jet Zabel, and he has to check out. Doyle back in for the Governors. And a backdoor pass here, and a hands foul called on Cade Kaiser, and suddenly the Governors pick up their 5th personal here in the second period, and that would be a 2-shot foul opportunity here for Rapid City Stevens. Kaiser's first personal. 6 fouls overall in the first half for the Governors, but again, new rules, 5 1/4. Stevens goes to the line. Kalen Brooks will get 2 with 4:05 to go here in the second period. First one comes up short. He'll get another. J.D. Green, a 6-foot junior, checks in for the first time. Ashton Paulson out. So the two primary bigs, or the primary big from both teams respectively, Jet Zabel and Shunzi Whitewoman, both out with 2 fouls here in the first half. Rebound to Kaiser off of another miss by Brooks, and a foul clearing out will go to Thomas Mardian of Rapid City Stevens. Raiders 3rd, both teams combined now 1 for 8 from the free throw line. Scoring is slowed here in the second period. Olsen stops, finds himself open in the middle of the lane, but the shot is up, no good. Brooks will pull down his 5th rebound, and then they'll feed ahead, and Minka Hawley hits his second 3. Brooks with the lead pass, I believe it was, 22-8. Rapid City Stevens. Here's Terwilliger off the right block, 15-footer up, no good. Green can't handle the rebound. Dawson Getz hauls it in. Well, that one didn't draw iron. The Governors, well, they did get a fresh shot clock. Olsen against Brooks, backing in. Left-handed pass out to Kaiser, tipped, but Cade picks it up, gets up in the air, and Hawley alters the shot that never came. Kaiser comes back down with it, and that's a traveling violation. Rapid City Stevens with another takeaway. Bus is in, Doyle is out. Governors with just 3 field goals, 1 from long range so far, but a number of misses to this point too. 3 out of 15, shooting 20% unofficially. Hawley again from long range in the corner. Kaiser apparently puts him to the floor, but judging by his reaction, Cade Kaiser disagrees. Now 3 foul shots coming here from Minka Hawley as Cade Kaiser picks up his second personal foul. The Governors again 5+ here in the second period, but Hawley will get 3. This first one rattles in and out, no good. 15-5 at the end of 1. Stevens led, but they have a 7-3 advantage in the first 5 minutes of quarter number 2. 22-8 our score. Hawley's second free throw. This one is good. First one in 6 tries that falls for the Raiders. He'll get another. And this 3-shot opportunity, fouled in the act of shooting from distance. Third one is good. Hawley just pushes him up, not using the legs from the free throw line. But 2 out of 3, and he's got 10 points to lead all scorers. 24-8 our score. Segrist checking out, Ashton Paulson back in for Rapid City Stevens. Olsen across the timeline. First shot of the night for Dawson Getz. And as advertised, Dawson, sharp shooter, hits from 3. Or 4-3. 24-11, the Governors back within 13. Hawley has it right side, top of the key. Can't get it to the cutter. He'll go into Mardian, knocked away by Terwilliger. Loose ball picked up by Brooks. He'll drive. Foul is called on the floor, but it's a 2-shot foul as the Governors are over that 5-foul limit here in the second quarter. This one goes to Getz. Clock stopping with 2:31 to go in the second period. Brooks is 0 for 2 on the line so far. He'll get one this time, no good. And he'll still have another. That one rattled in and out. Second one for Kalen Brooks is good, but they're waving this one off. It's a lane violation.
Free throw, no good. Lane violation.
So, wave that one off. And with 2.5 to go, it remains 24-11. Stevens nullifying a made free throw otherwise. Here's Terwilliger from the driving Kaiser in the lane. Cooper nowhere to go against Marty, and he gets it back to Olsen, who drives. Floater is up off the back of the rim, no good. Brooks had it, lost it. Pier fans want to travel, but he really didn't control it long enough, I don't believe, to travel. J.D. Green down with a rebound. Under 2 minutes to go in the second period. Here's Paulson. Stevens with a 13-point advantage. Hawley up top, over to Paulson, far side. Now Mardian off the left block. Working against Terwilliger. Muscles it up, misses everything, and Olsen was there with position, but Mardian gets him over the back. And Thomas Mardian with his second personal foul. So if you're a big man in this game, it has been a lot of contact and a lot of fouls being called. So White Woman's on the bench with 2 fouls. Now Mardian, the backup big, takes to the bench, and 6'4" junior Dylan Zamansky is on for the first time for Stevens. Still 24-11. Bus back in there, feeds inside Kaiser. He'll muscle it up, and he gets it to go. Cade Kaiser's first field goal of the season. 24-13. An 11-point Stevens lead. Here's Paulson. Right side, driving. Too much on that one. Bus will catch on the backside. Ashton Paulson a little wild on the attempt. Here's Olsen. Setting up again. It's a screen from Terwilliger. Baseline, Olsen, now to Terwilliger. Backing in, he'll feed up top. Kaiser collects it, dribbles, fires, three-pointer, no good. J.D. Green pulls it down. Still 24-13. Hawley to Brooks. Raiders will slow it up. Still 30+ on the game clock, now 20 on the shot clock. Hawley eyes 3, doesn't shoot. Zamansky now to J.D. Green for 3, on line but a little strong, and Kaiser streaks in for the rebound. Governors will slow it up and play for the last shot here. If they can get it back within single digits, I would call that a bit of a win for the second period. They trailed by as much as 16 a few minutes ago. Olsen drives, Terwilliger rebounds, no go. We still have time. The buzzer-beating shot is good for 2 as Cade Kaiser at his foot on the arc. Dwayne McPherson signaled it. Stevens coaches thought it was late, but the Governors will get the buzzer beater to close it out. Fed by Luke Olsen to Cade Kaiser. He hits the perimeter jumper, and on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard, the Governors, in fact, score the last 7 points of the quarter to pull back within 9. It's 24-15, though. Rapid City Stevens leads, and we'll take a 3-minute timeout, and we will go to halftime. Halftime is brought to you by Wealth Partners, Ameriprise Financial. You'll find them on East Sioux Avenue in the Capitol Creek Plaza in Pierre. Halftime begins in 3 minutes. You're listening to Pierre Governor Boys Basketball. Your official voice of the Governors is River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
Farm is unique, but all farmers have something in common: the desire to maximize their land and improve it for the next generation. You need a cooperative that offers peace of mind, AgTegra Cooperative is an ag partner that shares your values and is part of your community. From agronomy and grain operations to energy and feed, AgTegra will link your farm to the future. AgTegra Cooperative. Strong, stable, dependable.
Dimmick Cheese has been making handmade artisan cheese for over 90 years and has over 25 flavors of cheese. Stop by the store for sampling of all the cheeses. The store also offers several South Dakota made products. And at the store, find Remedy Brewing on tap. Dimmick Cheese offers gift boxes and fundraisers are available. To find out more, go to the website dimmickdairy.com or call 605-928-3833. And don't forget to check your local grocery store for their premium cheeses and cheese spreads. Dimmick Cheese.
Grosenberg Implement has their December coloring contest for kids 6 through 12 years of age on their Grosenberg custom calendar. Please stop into any of their 9 locations for a copy if you don't have yours. The winner from each 9 locations will win a $100 gift certificate for John Deere merchandise. Those that have won will be put on the Grosenberg Facebook page in January and will be judged by your peers for a $200 grand prize Grosenberg gift certificate. Stop into any of Grosenberg Implement's 9 locations and ask their parts staff for more information today.
Titan Machinery is your go-to Case IH agricultural equipment dealer. Your Highmore, Miller, and Pierre locations have a large selection of new and used ag equipment with access to one of the largest parts and whole goods inventories in the country. Titan Machinery prides itself in providing quality Case IH parts, service, and support to Highmore, Miller, Pierre, and the surrounding communities. Stop by Titan Machinery of Highmore, Miller, and Pierre today. Power and precision to grow.
What if we said a bank isn't a place to lock up money? It's a place to set it free. What if the point of banking wasn't to bank at all, but to put your ideas to work? What if your bank asked, what if, a little more? Well, what if we told you we do? We're American Bank and Trust, where what if meets why not? If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. What if you made the move today?
The Fieldhouse in Pierre is your premier spot to watch all the sports, from your local Govs and Lady Govs, as well as Buffs and Lady Buffs, all the way up to your favorite big league teams. Kick back and relax with a pizza, nachos, burgers, or one of our air-fried appetizers. Wash down the food with your pick from our array of premium beverages. Between the action, be sure to check out the unique and plentiful memorabilia throughout the building. We can't wait for you to come in and watch the games with us broadcast on liveticket.tv. The Fieldhouse in Pierre.
The Corner Station Convenience Store and the Crossing Pub are both conveniently located on Pleasant Drive in Pierre, South Dakota. At the Corner Station, grab your favorite hot and cold beverages and snacks while filling your vehicle up with Cenex brand gasoline. The Corner Station also features a super tunnel car wash to keep your vehicle sparkling clean. At the Crossing, grab a cold beverage and check out their selection of appetizers while watching the Stanley County Buffaloes and Pierre Governors live on their big screen televisions. Best of luck to all area students from the Corner Station and the Crossing.
DRG Media Group Sports is the official voice of the Pierre Governors.
Knowles wants to run again, and he's got room. 40, 30, foot race to the 10, 5, and a touchdown. Pierre will come back and set up Avery Kaiser on the outside left through the block, and that's down.
The official voice of the Pierre Governors, River 92.7, and also at the River 92.7 page of the DRG News app, brought to you by Golden Buffalo and DRGnews.com.
Riverview RV Park overlooks Lake Sharp on the Missouri River. They have all the amenities, from full hookups, laundry, showers, dog park, play area, and free Wi-Fi. There's no need to drive across the country. When here in central South Dakota, you can find some of the best fishing and the most spectacular sunrises and sunsets. Call us today at 605-280-6266 or reserve your next camping spot online at briggsrvpark.com. Make Riverview RV Park your home away from home experience.
John Hoffman Electric is your neighborhood electrical service contractor, and so much more. No job is too big or too small for our team of professionals. We pride ourselves on keeping up with new technologies, such as Aerial, an augmented reality visual tool used to customize and experience a finished space before breaking ground. So whether you're building new or renovating a home, farm, or commercial space, let John Hoffman Electric light the way. John Hoffman is a proud sponsor of all local activities broadcast on Live Ticket TV.
Briggs Trucking and Construction in Fort Pierre provides quality freight transportation services, cargo hauling, excavation, and demolition services. They also specialize in dirt and gravel work for everything from commercial work to new construction. Briggs Trucking and Construction will haul everything from light poles to farm and agricultural supplies. The bigger the job or the bigger the load, the better, as that is where their expertise really shines. Contact Briggs Trucking and Construction at 605-280-2848 or email them at cbriggs25@pi.midco.net to visit about your next project.
Your first car. It might not have been perfect, but that didn't matter. You loved it because you worked hard for it. You took care of it, and it took care of you, your friends, and maybe that someone special. And through it all, we were there working with you, for you, to make sure it was a smooth ride. Farmers Union Insurance. More choices, great rates, local agents. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Wow, Bill, you're walking so much better. What did you do?
Well, I got so tired of the pain and nearly fell. And one of my friends recommended physical therapy at Winter Physical Therapy. And you know what? My back also stopped hurting.
Huh. So how did you get started?
My doctor wrote me a referral, but that's not always needed. Turns out you always have a choice where you want to go.
So why did you choose Winter Physical Therapy?
I love to support our locally owned small businesses, and quite frankly, they give great personalized care.
Winter Physical Therapy. Exceptional care.
For over 130 years, Bank West has earned long-term customer relationships by continually adapting to current customer needs while never losing touch with its South Dakota roots. With all our branches and our corporate offices firmly rooted in South Dakota, you can count on Bank West for solutions and service backed by hometown values. We've been there and we'll be there. Bank West. Convenient, connected, committed. Learn more at bankwest-sd.bank. Member FDIC.
At Wilbur Ellis, our forward-thinking approach to crop protection, nutrition, and seed development combines years of service and expertise to the latest technology wherever you are, whatever your needs. We offer seed sales, providing Integra, DeKalb, and NK seed, fertilizer and chemical application, which includes ground and air spray, and more. Much more. We're proud to sponsor all area sports and activities, with locations in Miller, Highmore, and Blunt. Wilbur Ellis.
With our new online loan application, you can go to our website and apply for a loan when it's most convenient for you. We make getting loan approval fast and easy. Our local lenders are available to assist you if you have any questions. We make it pain-free to get that loan you've been wanting. We're an equal housing lender. Oahe Federal Credit Union, your hometown credit union since 1955. Federally insured by NCUA.
What if we said a bank isn't a place to lock up money? It's a place to set it free. If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. American Bank and Trust.
One way American Bank and Trust enjoys giving back to the Pierre community is through our Spirit Card program. These cards are a great way to give back to our schools and show hometown pride. Call or stop in today to get your own Spirit Card. Go Governors!
You asked for it. Nonstop flights between Pierre and Minneapolis. Now you can book nonstop flights from Pierre to Minneapolis and Denver on Denver Air Connection. 1-hour flights on 50-passenger jets with fares starting at just $119 one way. Seats are limited and restrictions apply. Business, pleasure, a game, a winter getaway. It's easy when you fly from Pierre. Visit DenverAirConnection.com/Expedia to book your trip today. Skip the drive. Fly from Pierre Regional Airport. Minneapolis flights begin November 30th.
Your first car. It might not have been perfect, but that didn't matter. You loved it because you worked hard for it. You took care of it, and it took care of you, your friends, and maybe that someone special. And through it all, we were there working with you, for you, to make sure it was a smooth ride. Farmers Union Insurance. More choices, great rates, local agents. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
35. Harrisburg over Yankton 53-30. Mitchell beating Huron 42-38. We'll run those scores down a little bit more later on, but the Comtech opening throw into the second half is in for the Governors as they have the opening possession, but trailing 24-15. Brian Oakland with the play-by-play. Cade Kaiser on the drive, bounces off of Shunzi Whitewoman. 2 fouls, he stays straight up. Cade Kaiser scores his 5th and 6th points in a row overall. And the Governors score 2 of the second half and suddenly have a 9-point scoring rally. And Stevens will start the second half with an offensive foul away from the basketball. Caleb Brooks, the guilty party, his first personal. So 24-17. Governors back within 7 after trailing by 16 midway through the second period. Govs in road green, moving left to right here with a sunk-in floor at Carroll Higher Gymnasium. Here's Jed Zabel underneath to Luke Olson. Turnaround shot, a little bit short over Daylor Segrist. Loose basketball, and Segrist has it. And a jump ball will be ruled. Stevens will take it, as Pierre had the opening possession. Once again, Brian Oakland with a play-by-play. Caleb Brozick from Live Ticket has the live video. You can watch this one at drgnews.com and the River 92.7 page, or also at gogovs.live. Same for the girls' game as well from the KGFX page of drgnews.com. Starting 5, by the way, Minka Hawley, Caleb Brooks, who has it now, Shunzi Whitewoman, Daylor Segrist, and Ashton Paulson starts the second half. We saw Tyler Portlock, a 6'2" junior, hobble off the floor in the first half. And apparently he's still fully jerseyed without a warm-up on, but right now not returning here early in the second half. Miles Doyle with a foul on the floor for the Governors, his first. Zabel will tip a pass, destined for Whitewoman down to the block. It's away and out of bounds. Governors starting 5. A new look this year. Cade Kaiser, Tyan Buss, Luke Olson, Miles Doyle, Jet Zabel. Back after a year hiatus, recovering from shoulder surgery a year ago. 24-17, the Governors with the first and only bucket of the second half as Tyan Buss will push on Ashton Paulson. Paulson reversing direction. Buss will pick up his second personal foul.
His
second team foul of the third quarter for the Governors. 3 Govs now with 2 fouls each. Buss, Zabel, Kaiser. But the Raiders will get a fresh shot clock here with 6.5 minutes to go. As Brooks inbounds to Paulson. Looking to go right side, and Segrist loses it. Olson had a hand on it apparently, and the officials confer, and they'll give it to Pierre. Last touched by Segrist. Second turnover for the Raiders since halftime. 13 overall to match the Governor total in that department. Doyle penetrates, kicks out. Kaiser for 3 is good. Cade Kaiser with 4 field goals in a row, and suddenly the Governors are within 4. It's 24-20, and we've got a new ball game. 6:08 to go, third quarter. Stevens will take a timeout, a full one at that. Timeouts in our broadcast brought to you by Coca-Cola Bottling. Grab a Coke and be back in 1 minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball.
Best Western Ramkota Hotel in Rapid City supports all South Dakota student athletes and their families. They are conveniently located off Interstate 90, close to downtown and minutes from the beautiful Black Hills. The Ramkota offers sports and family-friendly rates. Guests can relax for free in the indoor water park. They have 36,000 square feet of banquet and meeting space, and the award-winning Minerva's Restaurant and Bar is located on site. Best Western Ramkota welcomes everyone to beautiful Rapid City, South Dakota.
We all want to be happy, but sometimes that doesn't feel possible. But if you have hope, you have everything. Rising Hope Counseling provides high-quality mental health services with locations across South Dakota. Additionally, by providing telehealth, we ensure South Dakota's rural residents have access to high-quality mental health services. Our team lives and works in your communities, and we understand the unique challenges we face. Schedule an appointment by phone or online today. Rising Hope Counseling, offering hope, healing, and change.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
As they've got to get settled in here. The Governors are on a 12-0 run right now, and a fumbled pass by Brooks. Loose ball picked up by Cade Kaiser, who right now has been everywhere on the floor for Pierre. Up ahead, Kaiser gets it back from Buss, gives it back to Tyan Buss, left side. Top of the key, now Kaiser again. Inside, it goes to Zabel. He'll challenge, and a jump ball on a loose ball. He'll stay with the Governors, but a good hands play here for Daylor. 5:41 to go, third quarter. Dating back to the mid-second quarter, the Governors have scored 12 points unanswered, the last 9 of which have been scored by Cade Kaiser. Into the lane, and a foul called as Tyan Buss challenged the Raiders, and Segrist gets a hand on it, or on Buss rather. And Tyan Buss kind of dribbled and challenged, but he went into no man's land and maybe bailed out with a foul call. Tyan's first of 2 free throws is up and good. Segrist with his second personal. Both teams with 2 fouls here in the third quarter. Second free throw will not go off the front of the rim. Kalen Brooks with a game high 6 rebounds now for Rapid City Stevens. Segrist across the timeline. Sets it up to Ashton Paulson. A sophomore off the bench. Loose ball in the lane, and it's picked up by Buss. Here come the Governors with a 24-21 deficit. Kaiser to Doyle, quick pass inside, but Brooks gets a hand on it. It's a takeaway for the Raiders. Back we go, right to left here in the second half for the Stevens Raiders in home white. Royal blue numbers, silver trim. The Governors in road green. Brooks hounded by Doyle, top of the key, but gets it to Paulson. Now gets it back. Brooks puts it on the floor, and Doyle hooks him. It was a nice drive by Brooks. He made a layup, but halfway there, a foul called on the floor. Then it'll go to Miles Doyle, his second personal, third team foul for the Governors. Doyle will check out Dawson Getz, who has a three-pointer down in the first half. Checks in for the first substitution for the Governors since halftime. Inbound. Brooks leaning in the lane, and will not go. The ball takes a funny hop away from the Govs. Brooks gets his own rebound, and he's fouled on the way back up. Tough break for Pierre and Zabel, and Getz, I believe it was, battling. Maybe Kaiser for the rebound. But the ball took an extra hop off the rim away from the Governor rebounders and right back to Brooks, who missed the shot. Zabel comes down with his third personal foul. Brooks to shoot 2, but he misses the first. Zabel coming out with his third personal foul. Cooper Terwilliger, the 6'5 freshman, is in. 4 fouls in the quarter for the Governors. Again, new rule, 5 is your limit, and then it's double bonus. From there, Brooks still can't hit a free throw. He's 0 for 5. He made 1, but it was nullified by a lane violation in the second quarter. Kaiser rebounds. Governors with a chance to tie if they can get a long one. Getz will pull the trigger, but in the step-back effort comes up a little bit short off the front of the rim. Minka Hawley rebounds. J.D. Green back to Hawley. He'll fire from 17, and it's good, and a foul is called in the act of shooting on the reach. It'll go to Tyan Buss. Hawley scores the first bucket for the Raiders in the second half, coming with 4:11 to play in the third quarter. Tyan Buss picks up his third personal foul, and now the Raiders, for the last 4:11 of this third period, are in the bonus. And again, 2 shot opportunities for each and every defensive foul. 3-point play is completed. Hawley picks the pocket of Olsen. Can't get the layup, but an easy putback for Segrist, who is fouled by Buss. Trying to catch up. That was a cheap foul. Really didn't need it. Segrist had it easily up and good. You should have just let him go. Buss was late. And Segrist with a chance at a 3-point play. So a Governor scoring run that was 13 going back to the middle of the second quarter here early in the third period has now been countered by 5 in a row. White Woman down with an offensive rebound as Segrist missed the free throw. And White Woman is fouled on the way back up. And Cade Kaiser collects his third. So suddenly you've got Buss with 4, Zabel and Kaiser with 3 each in the foul department. Here is Z White Woman to shoot a pair. The first one rims in and out though, no good. Stevens really struggling at the free throw line tonight. Hawley is 3 for 4. Everybody else will tell you, after White Woman attempts this one, everybody else now 1 for 10. As Z White Woman puts his 5th point down, 30-21. Now 6 straight here for the Raiders as Hawley will body up on the driving Luke Olsen, or Luke across the timeline, looking to set it up. But Minka Hawley guilty of his first personal. Third for the Raiders here in the third period. 3:50 to go in the third, so plenty of time. A 9-point Raider lead. After the Governors had gotten it down to 3. Pass inbound or in the lane to Terwilliger. It's up no good, but then tipped to Luke Olsen. He'll put it home. From the right side off the glass, 30-23. Stevens by 7 with the basketball. First pass to Minka Hawley, left side, lobs over Terwilliger to White Woman, but he leans in, can't get it, kept it alive, fouled in the act of shooting on the way back up. Good work for Shunzi White Woman, the former Rapid City Central cobbler. And Olsen whistled for his first personal. But Z with a pair this time, can't get the first one to go. As the struggles continue on both ends of the floor for Rapid City Stevens in the free throw department. Clock stops with 3:20 to go, third quarter, second one is good. White Woman with 1 second chance point there. The lead is 8 for the Raiders. Olsen across the timeline. Sets it up, left to right. On the cut is Kaiser, but he fumbles the pass. J.D. Green picks it up. Ahead to Hawley, but that'll be pushed out of bounds. Pass goes a little too long. Teams trade turnovers. Sawyer Sonnenschein on for the first time in the second half. 5'7" junior. Ty and Buss out with 4 personals. Jet Zabel on the bench with 3. Kaiser still on the floor with 3. As Hawley looking for another steal from Olsen here at the timeline. And what's the call? Was it maybe a jump ball? As Stevens has it back, the Governors will lose it again, and Minka Hawley has been very good with quick hands defensively against the Governor point guards. Paulson inside, White Woman, it's up and good. Shunzi with his first field goal of the second half, but the lead up to 10, and it is White Woman now who is, even though with just his first field goal, he's getting the opportunities now. He's gotten to the free throw line. Here's a reach foul called against Hawley. Once again with the quick hands, he almost got another steal. Hawley's second personal, he'll check out for a break. Caleb Brooks in for Stevens, 33-23. After the Governors got back within 3 at 24-21, trailed by as much as 16 in the second half. Now Stevens has a 9-2 advantage since, and they lead by 10. Kaiser drives. White Woman disappointed as he's called. Nope, it's not him, it's Brooks. We'll pick up his second. So Stevens still yet with anybody with 3 personals, but they do have 5 players with 2 each now. Kaiser will go to the free throw line to shoot a pair. Number of fouls really climbing for both teams. Kaiser for 2. Off the back of the rim on the first attempt of the night for him. Governors aren't shooting free throws great either. So far, 2 out of 7. So the second one coming here for Kaiser. 2:27 to go. We're in the third. Good rotation on this one. Kaiser puts his 10th point down. He does lead the Governors. 33-24, a 9-point lead for Stevens. That's what it was at halftime. Here's Paulson up to Daylor Segrist. He'll drive. And Olsen looking to stay straight up, driving step for step, shuffling, but apparently gets called for a reach, and that'll put Segrist to the line. Shane Gottlob calling that one from a ways away. These are 3 veteran officials, though. They do a good job. Here is Segrist. The first of 2 is up and good. Both teams in the bonus for the last 2:13 of the third quarter now, both reaching 5+. Segrist misses, goes to his left to try to pick up an offensive board. Getz is in there battling for the Governors, and this will be a held ball.
Jump ball.
And apparently what I thought was a jump ball at half court last time the Raiders got a takeaway was apparently a backcourt violation, because Stevens is keeping this one. Rapid City basketball with a 10-point lead, 34-24. J.D. Green inbounds in the lane. Brooks out to Minka Hawley. Back to Brooks. Slowing the offense up just a bit. Green takes a handoff. Shot clock with plenty of time, 20. Here is Paulson on the drive around Kaiser. And Ashton Paulson on the right side lays it up and in with a left hand. Good shot there for the 5'11 sophomore. 36-24. Suddenly it's back to a dozen. The lead for the Raiders. Here's Getz. Finds Terwilliger at the high post, right side. He'll back in, left hand, jump hook, no good. Underneath, Sonnenschein comes up with a rebound, but he stands on the end line and will not get to keep it. It'll be Raider basketball. Cooper Terwilliger so far having some struggles putting the ball down. 0 for 6 on the floor, also 0 for 2 at the stripe in his first varsity hoop action. Minute 15 to go, we're in the third. Dylan Zamaski is in for Stevens as Brooks drives baseline left. And Terwilliger will bump. Cooper T picks up his second personal foul, so 2 here for Kalen Brooks. Third quarter. First one rattles home. Brooks with his first one that'll count. Cade Kaiser will get a break for the rest of the quarter. Miles Doyle, 6'1 senior in. Second one will come up short for Brooks, but the rebound is tipped and Brooks is able to run down a long one. Stevens will get another possession. Underneath and streaking in, Dawson Getz will intercept a pass. Back it goes to Pierre, but they trail by 13 again. In the final minute of the third, Olsen around Hawley, backing in on the right block, somehow keeps his footing, tries to feed across the lane to Terwilliger, but it's stolen by Paulson, and Terwilliger will pick up the foul, his third. Terwilliger, Kaiser, Zabel, all with 3 fouls. Tyan Buss has 4 for the Govs. And again, double bonus with 5+ in the quarter. Ashton Paulson, 3 dribbles, eyes it. In the crouch and out, shot up, no good. All of that for nothing for Ashton Paulson, but he'll try again. Minka Hawley will get a break. His brother Madinko Hawley checks in. And Dalton Szymanski, a 6'1 junior, on for the first time tonight. 48 seconds to go in the quarter. Crouch, we've got a lane violation. Shot was no good anyway. Paulson takes his time, and then when he crouches, everybody thinks he's ready to shoot. It's a second lane violation called against the Raiders, but only one of those has waved off a would-be free throw. 45 seconds to go, third quarter. The Governors had a good run going, but Stevens has countered. Now Olsen's in the lane. Up top, sun and shine for three. It's off the back of the rim. It'll bounce up and over the backboard. And the Governors will have to D up for the last 34 seconds of the third period if Stevens chooses to play for the last shot. Dylan Zamonski inbounds. This is Paulson. 5 players off the bench, all in there now for Chris Stabner and the Stevens Raiders to close out the quarters. So the starting 5 all getting a good break. In fact, the 5 Governors are all bench players as well, except for Luke Olsen. J.D. Green, nifty ball handling. Dalton Zamonski up top, Paulson for 3, no good. Cooper Terwilliger with the rebound, and then he gets swatted on the left arm, and the Governors will get a free throw opportunity with Terwilliger.
Dylan Zamonski is first.
Terwilliger and Zabel in particular, one thing to look forward to for the Governors all season long, I believe, is their ability to rebound. They should have some good physicality inside, and I think they'll have a lot of rebounding advantages, even though Stevens has put together a bunch of offensive boards here in the third period to take over the overall rebounding lead. Terwilliger's first free throw good. Second one is good. 1 second to go for Stevens to go the length of the floor. A heave-ho here. That's going to be late and long by Paulson. So we're done with 3. And the lead is 11 for Rapid City Stevens on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard. It's the Raiders 37, the Governors 26. Scoreboard is brought to you by Gales Gas Service in Pierre. We'll go to the fourth next. You're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball back in 1 minute on River 92.7, your official voice of the Governors, and drgnews.com.
Hey, Tyler with Summit Contracting here. Let's talk about building on your farm. One of the great things about working with Summit Contracting is that we are the farm builders. We build premium grain systems and any structure that goes on your farm. It's never too early to start a project. We'll create a layout to ensure your structures are perfectly placed for today and the future. Let's get started on your farm project at buildsummit.com.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Rapid City, Brian Oakland with a play-by-play. Welcome aboard another new season of Governor basketball, although they'll go to the fourth quarter, trailing 37-26. We were tied once at 2-2. Stevens went on a 10-0 run in the first period, and they haven't trailed since. Pierre's closest effort since got them back within 3 in the third period, but Stevens ends up outscoring the Govs 13-11 in that quarter. Governors missed a 3 on their first shot attempt, by the way, and now Shunzi Whitewoman will turn around and put one up and in. Stevens leads by 13, again 39-26, just underway, quarter number 4. Stevens tonight at Rapid City Central tomorrow, 1:30 Central Time. Olsen for 3 in the corner, off of the feed by Zabel, no good. Zabel ends up on the floor with a loose ball, or going for it. J.D. Green pulls down the rebound instead for Stevens. Governors trying to maybe rush a few 3 balls here so far in the fourth. 2 bigs out there for Pierre, Zabel and Terwilliger. Stevens with the basketball, though. Daylor Segrist to Kalen Brooks. Forces one underneath the white woman. Zabel knocks it away. It's picked up by Buss. Up ahead, Terwilliger has it blocked by Brooks. Kalen Brooks with a great play. Segrist keeps the dribble alive. He feeds underneath to white woman for the reverse on the left side. And a timeout is called by the Raiders. 6:23 to play. Their lead is 15. We'll take a full timeout. We'll take it with them. It's a Coca-Cola break in the action. We're back in 60 seconds. You're listening to Pierre Governor Basketball.
Moment when you realize your furnace is stone cold busted. We're talking a real put on every sweater you own, I can't feel my feet, penguin predicament. But fear not, there's an expert for that.
Let your local heating experts at Pites Service Experts keep you warm with $50 off any furnace repair.
Like it toasty? There's an expert for that.
Call Pites Service Experts at 866-EXPERTS. See website for license details.
Synergy's Sign Company, the area's newest sign company in Platte. We offer signage solutions for your business, from custom signs and banners to digital displays, autographics, and more. We'll help your business create a memorable impression. Synergy Sign Company, from custom signs to digital displays. Give us a call at 605-337-2686 or visit us online at synergysignco.com.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
16 in the middle of the second quarter. Govs rattled off 13 in a row from there, but Stevens, after leading 24-21, has now gone on a 17-5 rally here to the early stages of the fourth quarter. Starting five all out there. Actually, Terwilliger in there to join the party in place of Miles Doyle. Jet Zabel working physical inside, puts a shot up. It's off the mark, and he is fouled by Kalen Brooks. He'll pick up his third. He's able to shoot two at the stripe. Well, Pierre could help their cause by shooting free throws, especially if they keep trying to work it inside and stay physical. Zabel can't get the first one here, though. He'll get another one. Free throw shooting for both teams. Going to need some work over the course of this season. Ty and Buss checking out. Govs get bigger in the backcourt with Dawson Getz. Second one for the lefty. Jet Zabel is good. 2 for 4 on the stripe. Only 4 points for Zabe. And with 6 minutes to go in regulation, it's 41-27. Govs have had their struggles shooting the basketball tonight. Minka Hawley, Kalen Brooks with a lob underneath to White Woman, and Luke Olson knocked it away. It's out of bounds. Segrist went after it, and I'd kind of like another look at that one. I'm not so sure he didn't dribble it out of bounds before the ball actually went out of bounds. But it is Stevens basketball. There's White Woman spinning around the defender. Loses his footing, comes up short, gets with the rebound. And now lob underneath the Zabel. Rather, Terwilliger tries a hook and lost it going up, but coming in and taking the loose ball. It's Zabel putting it up and in. White Woman actually knocked it away from Terwilliger, but as the ball was still in midair, Zabel came down the lane, picked it up, put it in. Here's Hawley for three. That will not go. Terwilliger has it knocked out of his hands on the rebound by Kalen Brooks. It'll be Pierre basketball. Minka Hawley hit a couple from distance in the first half. Didn't get this one. He does lead Stevens with 13 points. White Woman with 12 in the paint as well. 41-29, 5 minutes to go now. Still a lot of time for the Govs. Terwilliger will fire from the left elbow, no good. Long-armed rebound, Zabel puts back from 10 feet, that's no good. There's Terwilliger again, can't get the bunny again. And another loose basketball, Terwilliger going for it. It'll be a jump ball, but the Governors started the fourth quarter in possession.
Raider basketball.
And it'll be Stevens basketball here. bunnies, layups. Govs are going to have to be making those, especially on their putback opportunities. Siegrist carries the basketball with some hesitation coming up the floor in front of the scorer's table. So the Govs will get it again, still 41-29, 4:44 to play in the fourth. Olsen uncontested across the time stripe, left to right. Gets on the far side, gets it to Zabel up top. Now Olsen. Siegrist faces up with him. Olsen underneath, gets with the reverse. Nice pass and a good finish for Dawson Getz. 10-point game, 41-31. Still more than half of the fourth quarter to go. And the Govs trail by 10. Brooks has it in the corner. Hawley now. He'll swing it all the way around the perimeter. White Woman is outside the arc. He can shoot from out there too. Now the give and go back underneath as Green leads it too far. It's stolen by Luke Olsen. Olsen ahead, gets for three, left wing. That's too strong though, no good. Back to Brooks. Caleb Brooks has a nose for the basketball once it comes off the rim. Unofficially 10 rebounds now. Here's Siegrist on the drive. Can't get the shot to go, but he will be fouled. And Terwilliger will pick up his fourth. So Terwilliger and Buss now in deep foul trouble with 4 each. Zabel and Kaiser with 3 apiece.
At the line for 2, number 11, Siegrist.
And there will be subs for the Raiders after this first free throw. Siegrist hits the first one, rattling it home. Madinko Hawley, Ashton Paulson in. Out go J.D. Green and Z. White Woman. Both teams with only 1 foul so far here in the fourth quarter. 42-31. Stevens with 3:35 to play. 43-31 now as the second free throw is good for Daylor Siegrist. He has 13 now. 3 players for the Raiders now in double figures. Ty and Buss in for the Governors. Across the timeline, Olsen brings it, gets with a quick fire 3 right side, no good. Long rebound on the baseline though, offensive. It stays with the Governors as Olsen pulled it down. 12-point hole for Pierre. Buss will fire from long range online, but that one off the front of the rim and then dancing across. Backside, pulled down by Siegrist. Siegrist behind the back, almost lost his footing. Olsen goes for a steal. Now the give and go. Siegrist had it knocked away again, and a timeout will be taken here by Chris Stabner and the Raiders. 2:57 to play, a 30-second break coming this time. That's all Stevens has left. Take that back, they do have 160, but this is a 30. A Coca-Cola break in the action. We're back with more Pierre Governor basketball.
The Cisse gliding to the basket, out to 3, Jay Hayes, good. And Eric Glenn wants to stop the music.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Basketball and a 12-point lead. Once again, Stevens wins the girls' contest, going away with it, 63-35 to Leah Porter, one of the top players in the state, dropping in a 30 spot against the Governors tonight. Here preseason ranked number 4. I think Stevens, if they're not up there, well, they should be. But again, watch and keep track of that name, Talia Porter for Rapid City Stevens. Taking one away from behind, it's Luke Olsen. He took it right out of the hands of Caleb Brooks, and Luke Olsen with a breakaway layup to make it a 10-point game again, 43-33. Governors tightening up their full court press. Minka Hawley thought about 3, but makes a good decision in pulling it down and chewing some clock in this possession. Far side, Govs will knock one away. Cade Kaiser with a quick hands play. Now White Woman will check back in. Medinko Hawley is out. Starting 5 of the second half in for the Raiders. Once again, Taylor Portnoy apparently suffered a lower leg injury in the first half. Ashton Paulson has been in his place for most of the second half. White Woman from 7 feet. Cannot get it. Zabel down with a rebound. The Govs can get it within single digits again, but the Olsen pass is knocked away and stolen by Minka Hawley. 2 minutes to play. Still a 10-point game. The Governors now unofficially with 18 turnovers, but only 5 so far here in the second half. 43-33. Brooks on the move. Gets with him step for step. Brooks will bring it back out again. Now Paulson against Tyan Buss. Hands off and a bump called on Kaiser. And this is a tough foul for the Governors to swallow because the Raiders had it down to 8 on the shot clock, and now they get it completely refreshed. Kaiser's 4th personal. 1:38 to play, and Brianna Kuzler will take a timeout here. Timeout's brought to you by Coca-Cola Bottling in Pierre. Get your favorite Coke product. We've got a minute, and we're back with more Pierre Governor basketball. River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
Hello. Allied Plumbing and Heating is your contact for business, farm, commercial, and residential plumbing needs located in Pierre. No job is too big or small for Allied. Put our over 50 years of experience to work for you. At Allied Plumbing and Heating, the only surprise we want for our customers is how fast they get the job done. That's why we offer free estimates on every single service, no hidden charges. Give them a call today at Allied Plumbing and Heating. Remember, you can rely on your allies.
Dano's Marine in Fort Pierre is your one-stop shop for all things boats and watercraft. They are your local Vexus and Alumacraft boat dealer, some of the best boats on the water. Dano's also offers a full line of services to maintain your boat out of the water so you can enjoy more time on the water. Their certified technicians proudly service Yamaha, Mercury, and Everroot motors. Stop in today to visit about your next watercraft. Dano's Marine, proud sponsor of Pierre and Fort Pierre athletics and events. Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Among other things, we'll check in on the Governor wrestlers who are out here, both boys and girls, in the Rapid City Invitational. The girls, at last check earlier this evening, were leading the girls' tournament. The Governors were tied for 4th behind Sturgis and Bismarck and Thunder Basin from Gillette, Wyoming. We'll get you an update on that a little bit later on. Stevens doing a good job maintaining possession here. Hawley, top of the key to White Woman with a little bit of a drive. Now to Paulson. Underneath, White Woman with 3 on the shot clock. He won't get the basket. Zabel gets the rebound, but that was still about as perfect of a possession otherwise as Stevens could have hoped for. Here's Getz underneath, nicely fed by Luke Olson. Getz will lay it up and in, and the Governors will get a timeout. Their 3rd charged. 30 seconds here will take 53 seconds to go. 43-35, Stevens by 8 on River 92.7.
Do you have someone hard to shop for on your gift list? Give them Savoring South Dakota. It's so much more than a cook.
For 70 years, Pitt's Design Build has earned our reputation locally for serving communities across South Dakota. We provide design and building services for schools, hospitals, churches, commercial offices, multifamily housing, and so much more. Pitt's Design Build is conveniently located in Pierre, Mitchell, and Sioux Falls to serve you and your organization. We bring value to our clients by facilitating the design and/or construction process. Give us a call today and check us out at pittsdesignbuild.com for a free building consultation.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
And again with the new rules, Pierre has 2 fouls committed in the 4th quarter. You've got to get to 5, and then it's a double bonus situation. The Govs have guys out there who are in real foul trouble, though. And Pierre is not fouling yet. White Woman with some good ball handling. Olsen tried to get a steal from behind, and then he gets a steal, but he falls down and his feet come up. He's ruled for traveling. Tough break for the Governors. Olsen stole it, but we'll give him a travel. And the shot clock is off now. And again, because of foul trouble, the Governors really couldn't foul if that would have been the strategy. Here's Getz fouling White Woman. Dawson did have fouls to give. This is his second. Team foul number 3 in the quarter. You've got to get to 5 before Stevens shoots free throws. Brooks will inbound. Again, shot clock off. Kaiser knocks one away, and the last to touch is Minka Hawley. It's out of bounds. The Governors get another possession. Turnover number 20, 21 for Stevens. A full timeout here for the Governors. We'll try to take care of business for our sponsors. 60 seconds and we're back, although 31 seconds to play. Govs trail by 8 on River 92.7.
When you're thinking of a new or used car, motorcycle, pickup, or RV, think of us. We make all sorts of vehicle loans. We can set you up with payments that fit your budget. So if you have getting some new wheels in mind, stop by and see us. We'll get you the right loan. Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. We're big on you.
We're small enough to know your name, but we're big on you.
Scott Darno with Lee Real Estate in Pierre is ready to help you find your dream home. There are 10 things you need to do to buy or sell your home. Number 1, call him at 605-220-2676, and he'll handle the other 9. As your resident realtor on a bike, he will make buying or selling your home feel like a walk in the park, not an Ironman triathlon. Find him on Facebook or email Scott at... Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Back with more Governor basketball in Rapid City. 30 seconds to play. The Governors with an inbound. It's a 3-possession game still. Tie and bus to Jet Zabel, looking to drive. High dribble. Picks it up. Will lay it up and in. And a timeout called by Brianna Kuzler. Not a pretty basket, but it gets the Governors within 6. This game isn't over yet. 20 seconds to play. Let's take one more 30-second break. Along with the Govs, you're listening to Pierre Governor basketball.
At LeeRealEstatePierre.com. Lee Real Estate and Scott are proud sponsors of Central South Dakota Youth Sports and Events broadcast on Live Ticket TV.
Olson Plumbing in Pierre provides complete plumbing and drain cleaning services to commercial and residential customers. Olson Plumbing understands how the simple things in life are often the things we can't live without, and running water is the top of the list. Olson Plumbing offers 24/7 emergency services, and they can be at your location in under an hour in most cases. If you need help with your plumbing system, call Olson Plumbing 605-224-6436.
Graham Tire.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
We'll see how the Governors play this. 3 fouls to the Govs. They need to get Stevens to the line with their 5th foul. They'll inbound to Minka Hawley. He's had a good night shooting. Now Segrist will get fouled. And Zabel raising his hand, but Shane Gottlob says it's 2. And that is tie and bus. That'll be his 5th. I think that is the right call, but Bus was trying to protect, or Zabel rather, trying to protect tie and bus and get him some more playing time. The Bus will check out of the game with his 5th foul. He had a 3-pointer earlier, plus a free throw. He'll finish with 4 points in his first game in a Pierre Governor basketball uniform. Another timeout here. 30 seconds called by the Raiders. We have 16 ticks to go. 43-37 Stevens back in 30 on River 92.7.
of Pierre is your premier hometown shop, specializing in tires to fit vehicles, from ATVs to large farm equipment and everything in between. At your tire store next door, you can find a plethora of brand name tires that range from 4 to 10 ply and much more. Our highly skilled technicians can handle brakes, heating, and air conditioning. Call us today at 224-8643 or visit us at grahamtire.com. Graham Tire is a proud sponsor of Pierre and surrounding communities' local activities.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
We welcome you back, and as Daylor Segrist gets the inbound, keeping it away from Luke Olson, Segrist falls over the top of Olson. His back comes down on the floor on the sideline. This is a turnover for Rapid City Stevens. The Governors with 16 seconds left. Inbound, Hawley will body up on Getz. This is Olson now. He fires at three, and he's fouled from behind. 6 seconds left to play. A 3-shot foul coming up for Luke Olson. Stevens had great defense in that sequence, I should say. The Governors couldn't get a shot off. Foul is called on Segrist, his third. Olson, first of 3, is good. Stevens, as mentioned, didn't allow the Governors to get an open look. In fact, Olson's attempt was a runner in desperation. Now Chris Stabner starting to bite his nails a little bit. He's going to take his, they have corrected. Nope, he's going to take his final timeout here. So let's take a 30-second break. Olson's third free throw is coming up. Currently a 4-point lead for Stevens. We're back with more Governor basketball.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
At Jan Bussey Ford & Highmore, they've been building partnerships for life by treating customers right, offering a low-pressure sales process, no haggling over price, passing low overhead savings on, and providing a Ford-certified service department fixing it right the very first time. If you're looking for a new Ford, a quality pre-owned vehicle, a new or used ATV, or a trailer, stop by Jan Bussey Ford & Highmore and experience the difference.
Jan Bussey Ford, building partnerships for life.
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union Press Box. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where people are worth more than money.
Good ball, Ashton Paulson with the rebound, and a foul will be called with 0.2 of a second left. The recurring theme of the night for the Governors is offensive rebounds and putbacks that just will not go. Something that we'll be watching all season long. I firmly believe the Governors, if they have success, is going to be, over the course of the season, it's going to be in pulling rebounds down, especially on the offensive glass and getting second chances to go. But tonight, the points in the paint and the shooting percentage in the paint has really suffered for Pierre. It's the first game of the year. Things like that are going to be the case. Paulson's first free throw, no good. This game is pretty much over. The Governors won't have time to put a shot up. Paulson's second free throw is good. Your final score will be 44-39. Rapid City Stevens defeating the Pierre Governors. Your final score is on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard. Use their budget plan and keep full service to stay warm all season long with Gales Gas Service in Pierre. A good effort by a somewhat inexperienced Governor squad, but they'll fall 5 short, 44-39 here in Rapid City. We'll have a full post-game coming up, and we'll talk about it after a 3-minute break. Your Family Dental post-game will be next. Family Dental with offices in Pierre and Gettysburg. We'll get a conversation with Coach Kuzler. And the full recap, we've got big plays of the game from Hermanson Endodontics in Pierre and your Cowboy Country Store's player of the game to announce when we return with our Family Dental post-game. Game number 1 goes to the Raiders as the Governors start 0-1 on the season. This is Governor Basketball, your official voice of the Govs, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
The team at Family Dental in Pierre and Gettysburg are devoted to spending time with each patient to answer all questions and address any concerns that arise. Family Dental wants all their current and future patients to feel welcome and comfortable and to have the healthiest, best-looking smile possible. They can take care of all your family's dental needs with cleanings, checkups, implants, same-day crowns, and many other dental services. Dr. Ryan Jensen welcomes new patients. Family Dental in Pierre and Gettysburg, caring for all your family's dental needs.
There's an app for everything, including high school sports from the stations of DRG Media Group. Download the DRG News app from the App Store or Google Play. It takes only a moment, so you'll have it to replay this game. See live and archive video of all games, and when you select your favorite station during the live stream, the video will immediately pop up. See Central South Dakota High School sports on your phone or mobile device with the DRG News app. Download it now from the App Store or Google Play.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Chances are you're overlooking a big energy thief in your home or commercial building. The garage doors. But Overhead Door Company of Pierre can help stop that energy waste with a full range of insulated, weather-tight garage doors. Their residential garage doors give you insulated performance at an uninsulated price. And their Thermocore insulated steel doors give commercial buildings the energy efficiency they demand today. Find out more. Call Overhead Door Company of Pierre at 1-800-649-9905 and put a stop to the garage door energy thief.
Hey, DQ fans, do you really like cheeseburgers? Do you love a delicious deal? Well, boy, does DQ have just the thing for you. Say hello to the DQ Cheeseburger Lovers Deal. Get 2 of the legendary DQ single burgers for $5 or 2 glorious third-pound double cheeseburgers for just $7. Keep yourself and your wallet nice and full, only for a limited time at participating DQ locations. Happy taste good. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre is here for you. When you're looking for a new vehicle, they make it easy. All available vehicle information so you can spend less time researching and more time enjoying your purchase. Shop their extensive inventory from home at CapitalCityFordToyota.com or stop in to Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Count on them for your service needs with convenient scheduling and in-stock parts. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre, 605-224-7378.
Well, the first night of the season looked like the first night of the season for a fairly inexperienced Pierre Governors squad, as they did not lead in this game. We had a 2-2 tie. Rapid City Stevens ran off 10 in a row and never trailed again, although it did get interesting. Stevens led 15-5 at the end of one. Pierre outscores 10-9, scoring the last 7 points in the second quarter, and they were down 24-8. It became 24-15. The Governors then scored the first 6 points of the third period, and what was 24-8 became 24-21. But from there, Stevens started crashing the offensive boards, started picking up some fouls along the way. The Governor foul number started to climb, and Stevens just had enough possessions. They hit enough free throws, hit enough field goals as well. They end up outscoring the Governors 13-11, so from 24-21, the rest of the quarter ended up being a 13-5 advantage to the Raiders, and they led 37-26, but in the fourth quarter, the Raiders still went cold again. Governors, in fact, outscoring Stevens 13-7 in the quarter. Pierre got back within 4. A free throw opportunity coming up a little bit short for Luke Olson. A second chance putback could have made it a 2-point game, but the Governors couldn't get that one. One final free throw made by Stevens with tenths of a second to go was made, and the final margin 44-39. So Stevens starts 1-0. The Governors will begin 0-1. We'll get a full docket of scores a little bit later on. This is, by the way, our Family Dental postgame with Family Dental in offices in Pierre and Gettysburg. I'm Brian Oakland. Shot-wise for the Govs, 6 of 22 in the first half, just 8 of 23 in the second half. They hit 3 threes, but they tried 14, and overall 14 of 47 on the floor. Neither team shot free throws very well. The Governors hit 8 of 15, so a little bit better than 50% as it turns out. Pierre is led in scoring by Cade Kaiser, who will finish with 10 points. Luke Olson with 8, Jet Zabel with 8, Dawson Getz with 7 off the bench, then Tyan Buss with 4. He did foul out. Cooper Terwilliger, who was 0 for 9 on the floor, hits 2 free throws in this one, 39 on the board for the Governors. For Rapid City Stevens, just 6 of 13 in the second half, 15 of 27 overall. They were getting to the free throw line a lot more than the Governors were. That's why the Govs have taken quite a number of extra shots, and there were second chance opportunities off of offensive rebounds as well. 15 of 27 though for the Raiders overall. They hit 3 threes in 3 tries in the first quarter. The rest of the game just 1 for 5. 4 of 8 overall, 10 of 25 on the free throw line. That's where Stevens really has to get some things kind of corrected as they turn around to host Aberdeen Central tomorrow. Mika Hawley and Daylor Segrist lead the way with 13 points apiece. Shunzi Whitewoman in the post with 12. Kaylin Brooks with 3 points. Ashton Paulson with 3 as well. Brooks, by the way, leads all rebounders with 12 on the official stats in this one. I've got Stevens leading the rebounding category, 26 to 25, but Pierre offensively 11 to 6 on the offensive side. Official stats, I guess, an 11 to 7 advantage for the Governors offensively, 31 to 26 overall, though, in favor of Stevens. And again, Kaylin Brooks with 12 rebounds to lead the way. For the Governors, individual rebounding, they give Jet Zabel 6, Cooper Terwilliger with 7. I actually have Zabel with 8, and Terwilliger not quite that many for what it's worth. 20 turnovers for the Govs, 22 for Stevens. Stevens with a 9-7 advantage in the assist column, but Stevens wins this one 44 to 39. Brianna Kuzler comes to join us in our Family Dental post game in this one. And Coach, I think this happens all the time. It's the first game of the year. It looked like the first game of the year, and there are some things with turnovers early on. I think you did a better job of that in the second half. But right now, I think points in the paint are really where you have to make your, make your play, especially off of offensive rebounds, and that's something that still was just a little bit lacking tonight, unfortunately.
Yeah, I felt like we kind of left some buckets out there that we would like to have back, but at the end of the day, when you hold a team to 43 points, you like your odds, and we're going to put the ball in the bucket. It's going to come. This crew has been together for less than 2 weeks, and there's going to be some growth that has to happen. And tonight, I felt like the way that they responded in the second half versus the first half was a positive, and it was a step in the right direction for things that we need to be working on. Now, there's still some possessions out there that we have an opportunity late to be able to hit Dawson in the corner for a 3. Man, I was sitting on that timeout waiting for us to knock down a shot for a long time, and we had really good looks, and tonight just wasn't our night. At times I felt like we were trying to live and die around or live at the 3-point line, and we were kind of dying there, and that it wasn't the looks that we want to produce. We want to make sure that we're getting good inside-out action, and that comes from a variety of ways. We hit our posts pretty well. Our posts worked so dang hard in there. I mean, Jet and Cooper, they had awesome seals in there. We've got to do a better job of passing from the perimeter inside, and we're going to get better at that. But then also you saw a lot of success that took place when we broke the perimeter and we attacked in there, or we passed to a guy cutting into the or from the perimeter, and at times we were somewhat just content, and we were complacent being stationary around the perimeter. That stagnant mindset can't be that's not going to win us very many games. But I think that the way they responded in that second half was a positive. And again, 43 points, especially in AA basketball. Unfortunately, we only scored 39 or whatever it was. So, but we're going to be able to get better. We left some easy bunnies out there tonight, and part of that is inexperience. You saw tonight a couple of turnovers that took place that you're confident later in the season they aren't going to happen, because they're just continuing to grow and they're continuing to learn. playing with one another and what that looks like.
I think another thing that comes with experience is some of the threes that were missed probably rushed a little bit because you're trying and you're working so hard to try to cut in to what was a big deficit. But the biggest positive tonight is not once but twice you were down 16, got back within 3. You were down 15 in the second half, got back within 4. And, this team isn't going away. And I think if you do hit some threes, and especially I really think this team can thrive on second chance points throughout the season. Obviously, some teams won't allow that quite so much, but that's where the bread and butter to me is going to be.
We do. You're exactly right. And we had, when we started crashing with our guys that, we've got guys that can jump, and we've got athletes in there. And again, some of those finishes that we would like to have back. I felt like there was some contact, didn't get called, so be it. That's AA basketball. We've got to move on and finish through contact. But at the end of the day, the looks that we were getting were quality looks, and they just didn't fall for us tonight. But I do think that with the way that I think you're right on the point of us rushing some shots on the perimeter as well, because it's a different speed than what we're even used to in practice, and it's really difficult. And these kids they're starting to grasp, and I think tonight was a good realization, both JV and varsity, of the speed that you have to play in and the intensity that you have to bring every single day in practice and every single possession in order to compete at the AA level, and that's just new for a lot of kids right now. We're going to get there. This is not something to lose our minds about by any means.
No.
But nobody likes to lose. Nobody tries to lose. And we're early on. We don't have everything that we're going to show in. And for us, for me especially, going back and looking at areas that we can improve on offensively and be most effective.
And I think, too, when there is so much contact in the paint, which is always going to be there, obviously the shooting percentages weren't what you'd want to see in the paint, but because of that contact, I think eventually when Cooper and Jet get the feel for what it's going to feel like to get bumped, and maybe you can get some shots to fall, maybe use the square a little more because I'm traditional, but things like that, I think that's where success will build, and you get a chance to turn around and try some of the same things against Rapid City Central tomorrow.
And that's the beauty of these Friday, Saturday games is, whether you win or you lose on the first night, you get to respond, because we're not playing a perfect game regardless, and we get to respond with some of the areas that we need to improve on, and that's something that I'm confident in this group to be able to do tomorrow, and bring some of the areas and the composure that maybe at times we didn't play with. We kind of rushed things at times, rushed our passes rather than faking a pass to make a pass, all of those little basic things that they seem minute, but they really make a big difference in the grand scheme of the game. And I heard you say 20 to 22 turnovers, and unfortunately for us, a lot of our turnovers resulted in quick buckets for them on the other side. And if we can make sure that we are keeping those to be a minimum, we're going to have some positive things that come from it, certainly.
Cobblers tomorrow, and one of their top players actually was in this game, Shunzi White Woman. What else do you know about what Rapid City Central has left? They do like to run the floor, and they like to shoot the three.
Yeah, and I don't know how they did against Aberdeen Central tonight, but we'll watch that game tonight a little bit and be able to pick up on a few things and see what they're doing right now. But they have a solid athlete in Jet Janvrin that's back this year, and then I know that they had the transfer of Shunzi White Woman here, and then they had a couple other guards that transferred out as well. But I think what we showed tonight is defensively we're able to compete, and when you looked across the board, they outsized us across the board. There was nobody that we were really taller than, and so for us to hold them to 43 points, that should be something that we feel pretty good about and take away as a positive tonight. But then we've got to make sure that going into tomorrow, yes, we'll scout Rapid City Central. We'll see what they did tonight against Aberdeen, all of those good things. But at the end of the day, I think a lot of our areas of needed improvement are us. And that's great because those are controllable things, and those are things that we can continue to work on and get better tomorrow.
Because while the points may not come in droves, the defense can always remain constant. And I think that is a good thing to take away. Aberdeen wins that game across town 53-40 tonight, so some things to look at there. Coach, we'll check up with you again tomorrow at
Sounds
Central
good.
High.
Thank you, guys.
That's Brianna Kuzler, the Governor, head coach, but Pierre Falls 44-39 tonight. Let's take a 2-minute break, and we've got the stats and more coming up as our Family Dental postgame continues. This is Governor Basketball.
Do you love watching high school sports but find yourself wanting to be more involved? LiveTicket.tv has the solution for you. They're looking for production managers to assist for this school year. Duties include the management of equipment as well as basic technological understanding. But don't stress, paid training will be provided. Part-time wages starting at $20 per hour. Call 833-605-LIVE, extension 2. That's 833-605-5483, extension 2. And punch your ticket to joining one of the fastest growing companies in South Dakota. Winter is here, and Beck Motor Company has offers to help keep your vehicle running in these cold temps. Buy 3 tires, get 1 free. Price match guarantee every day. Hand wash is $20. Our light details are $15 off. Cars, trucks, and SUVs. Duramax diesel fuel filters $49.95 and $69.95. See all our specials at beck-motors.com. Call 605-224-5912. Beck Motor Company, Pierre.
Do you dream of a custom home built within your budget and done on time? Kruger Contracting can make that dream a reality. They're a trusted home builder since 2003, and they're going to be upfront and open about cost and transparent about where your money is going when it comes to your new home. Their skilled crew will manage construction of your new home from start to finish. They're located in Pierre and can build your home in Pierre, Fort Pierre, or the surrounding area. Call 605-222-2523. Visit KrugerContracting.com or find Kruger Contracting on Facebook.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest, convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Back at Stevens High as we continue our postgame 44-39. The Governors fall, but tomorrow they'll try it again. Rapid City Central provides the hospitality and the opposition. That is a 1:30 Central Time pregame, 2 o'clock Central Time tip-off. And again, scores coming up. Let's talk about big plays of the game, though. Your big plays are brought to you by Hermanson Endodontics in our postgame, and there was a couple of big plays, or big runs in this case, that were made. We'll recap those after this from Hermanson Endodontics in Pierre.
Quality comes first at Hermanson Endodontics. Dr. Brian Hermanson serves Central South Dakota with specialty root canal treatment. Hermanson Endodontics strives to provide treatment that's not only comfortable, but also provides the best possible outcome. They do this by effective and timely communication with your dentist and preserving as much healthy tooth as possible using state-of-the-art three-dimensional imaging and the dental operating microscope to guide diagnosis and treatment. Ask your dentist if a root canal specialist is right for you. Hermanson Endodontics in Pierre.
Hermanson Endodontics, big plays of the game, and I think we've got to go with how Stevens responded to 2 good runs in a come-from-behind effort by the Governors. When Pierre was down 24-8, they scored 7 to close out the first half. They scored 6 to start the second half. That's a 13-0 run, and suddenly it was 24-21, a 3-point game instead of 16. But Stevens responded toward the end of the third quarter with a 13-5 rally. And they did it by, moving the basketball, but they stepped up the defense. And like Coach Kuzler mentioned, a lot of the Governor turnovers turned into easy baskets for Stevens. They had 4 field goals toward the tail end of the quarter, but they started getting to the free throw line with some frequency. And even though they didn't shoot very well from the stripe tonight, just those trips were part of that. So the way they responded at the end of the third quarter, then the Governors got close again. Made it a 4-point game as well, but it was the response of the Raiders the first time around that put them back into a more comfortable double-digit lead. They built that lead back up to 15 again at 41-26. That's our big plays of the game, sponsored by Hermanson Endodontics in Pierre. Stevens had a pretty good balanced game from their top 3 scorers tonight, and we're going to give a player of the game shirt to one of them. But in the losing cause, Cade Kaiser comes up with a team-high 10 points. Luke Olson making plays down the stretch. Dawson Getz also played well off the bench here tonight, but not enough for the Governors. We'll talk about this in just a bit, and your Cowboy Country Store's player of the game is next. This is Governor Basketball.
Anytime is a good time for Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre. Fill up your tank and your stomach. Hunting the fields, fishing the waters, taking kids to activities, Cowboy Country Stores is ready for you. Feed the whole family on the go with delicious foods. Breakfast starting at 5 a.m. Fresh baked pastries, coffees, regular and breakfast pizzas, federal bird stamps, convenience with a capital C. Cowboy Country Stores and Champ's Chicken in Pierre and Fort Pierre.
Cowboy Country Store is giving us players of the game, and for Rapid City Stevens, 3 players in double figures, all doing quite well. Daylor Segrist is kind of the constant for Rapid City Stevens. He was the leading scorer last year as a sophomore. He's a 6'2 junior. He scores 13 points. I believe Shunzi Whitewoman, that's a fun kid to watch play. He's physical, but he has finesse. He can shoot. Didn't shoot well from the free throw line tonight, but he is one to watch, I think, for Stevens this year. He comes in with 12 points. But we're going to go with Minka Hawley tonight. Hawley was the one who really got Stevens started early on, and they hit a couple of threes. In fact, 3 for 3. Segrist with 2. Hawley had 1 as well, but Stevens did a lot of things that were a little bit messy, but I think Hawley was the one who seemed to be a little more ready to go tonight. I think you could flip a coin with any one of these 3 guys, but I'm going to go with Minka Hawley, the 6'4 junior. 13 points to help lead the way, and he was the one who was also hitting free throws when nobody was in the first half. Nobody else was for Rapid City Stevens. So Hawley is our player of the game, sponsored by Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre. 44-39, the final. It goes to Rapid City Stevens. Quick rundown of the scores in boys basketball. By the way, as you travel in high school sports season or whenever and whatever the occasion, the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety celebrates being a part of a team. They remind us that buckling up is the best way to save a life in a crash. Do it for your family or your friends and your friends. You've got some place to be. South Dakota Office of Highway Safety. In the eastern part of South Dakota, Watertown beat Brookings tonight in boys basketball 58-47. Sioux Falls Lincoln over Washington 61-32. Brandon Valley falls to O'Gorman 71-54. It was Mitchell, the 4th-ranked team in preseason, defeating Huron tonight 60-48. Harrisburg knocks off Yankton 55-40. Yankton, the defending champions in AA boys. As mentioned, Aberdeen Central 53-40 over Rapid City Central. Spearfish early in the back half of a doubleheader leads Belle Fourche 13-7 in the Northern Hills. Girls basketball, the Governor girls had a rough night tonight as Rapid City Stevens beats them soundly 63-35 at Riggs High Gym. Leah Porter leading the way with 30 points for the Raiders. Aberdeen beat Rapid City Central 49-34 in Aberdeen. Spearfish over Belle Fourche 57-48, and also in overtime, Watertown upends Brookings 58-48. Mitchell over Huron 42-38, and Harrisburg on top of Yankton 53-30. Tomorrow it is Governor girls basketball. They'll host Rapid City Central. David Burrell's pregame at 12:30 on KGFX. 1 o'clock with the tip. Same times, but mountain time for the boys game. 1:30 Central time with the pregame. We'll be at Nas Gymnasium with the Governor boys tomorrow as the Govs take on Rapid City Central. I want to give you one more look at the Rapid City Invitational Wrestling Tournament. The Governors finished the night off with a much better, a nice kick. They were in 4th place earlier on tonight, but Sturgis still leads at 119 points. Pierre has passed, gone ahead of Aberdeen Central. They passed Bismarck and Thunder Basin, and now the Governors are in 2nd place with 111 points. Thunder Basin has 104. I don't have enough time to give you individual scores right now, but the Governor girls also were leading earlier this evening in that one. So pretty good showing so far for the Govs boys and girls wrestlers. The Rapid City Invite starts at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning at the Monument Mountain Time. Keep track of that at trackwrestling.com. Our big thanks once again to Caleb Brozick for running the show as far as video production is concerned for Live Ticket. You can rewatch this one on the River 92.7 page of drgnews.com. And for Colby Carey running the show in studio in audio production, I'm Brian Oakland. Tonight's game final score on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard is Rapid City Stevens 44 and the Pierre Governors 39. We'll be with you again tomorrow from Rapid City Central High, 1:30 with the pregame Central Time here on your official home for the Governors, River 92.7 and drgnews.com. Have a good Friday evening, everybody.